So I focus on being fortified, twisted shit encrypted and codified, products of a simulation, first generation sufferers of overstimulation. My stipulation got me looking for some ventilation. I changed the station, ignoring Satan's invitation. No visitation for my brothers off solicitations. Incarcerations, it's called the Matrix. If life's a bitch, then she's a dominatrix. So death got to be your masculine presence. Opening his arms while you basking in essence. Sometimes when I talk to God, I call my passive aggressive. Will I open heaven's doors or just burn from my lessons? Blessings. You know the game been told. If I was you, then my soul would have been sold. Watch what you do, cause it's coming back tenfold. Either way it goes, man, I'm 10 toes, 10 toes, 10.
What's up, y'all? What's good, man? Can you hear the sounds? Press 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. If you hear that bomb, please press 1 in the chat. If you can hear the bomb, please put 1 in the chat. If you can hear the bomb. Got a couple people here, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We're going to get into it, you know. Been away for a little minute. I'm going to be honest with you. This shit definitely had me feeling the type of way, man. All the bullshit that was coming my way. And had your boy really like just stepping back and just looking like, where am I? You know what I'm saying? What world am I in? What spaces am I in where people could just say anything? And I just wanted to sit back and just watch how people respond to things and how they react, and you know, just seeing people's motives and agendas, and it just showed me like the ignorance, not just our people, not just the space, but our people. And on this space is just a microcosm of the macro, which is a lot of ignorance, a lack of literacy, understanding of words and basic concepts. And it's been happening in our society for a while now. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely pro our people. I believe we've been bamboozled and hit over the head, but something happened along the line where I feel like there's been a disconnect of cultural norms and understandings that seem like very out the way now. You know, I just remember once upon a time we all just understood that what's against us was just known. It wasn't like controversial. Like, even though we all know we gotta get our thing together, we gotta do what we need to do, we all kind of understood why the music was what it was. We kind of understood why we had political views, where we looked at it. We all kind of understood how we were displaced as a people. And it seemed like today, it's really not the case. You know what I'm saying? You got young people arguing with older people about, you know, why this legend ain't good. And, you know, there's such a disrespect for, you know, past greats, whether it be musically, whether it be, you know, athletically. It just seems to be a real gap in the continuing of our culture that I'm seeing real strong today. And I noticed it kind of when I got into this space. I would have conversations with grown men, and I seen this strong ass pushback and resistance for literacy. You know what I'm saying? It was like I never seen that. I never met groups of men that push back so much on literacy and reading and learning and having an awareness of yourself. And it seemed like somewhere down the line, having knowledge of yourself and knowing where things came from was turned into a crutch. And people started viewing that and looking at that as, an excuse to not progress, an excuse to not be well-to-do. And it's like, two things can be right at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, this space is what really made me aware that these type of people exist. I'm gonna take y'all down memory lane. There's a couple things I want to review that to me furthers the point of this type of phenomenon in our culture, this lack of literacy and this huge information gap. And the way that you can't even have conversations with people without them taking words out of context, without them not even understanding what you're talking about. And it's like, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when I got into the space, I would have conversations and they were real weird. So I'm just take y'all down memory lane. I was having this conversation a little while ago, probably a year ago on Ham's channel. And this brother asked me one of the strangest questions. And it's like when I had my come to Jesus moment. You know, you do something and you just have a understanding oh, wow, this is really what we're dealing with out here. This was one of those moments where I heard and I'm like, wow, these people really exist that really think like this. How many of y'all are out here? So let me just play this clip real quick, man. Set the tone for where we going today.
No, I don't think there's nothing wrong with understanding your history. I don't think there's nothing wrong.
What name? Just give me one. Name me one. And we heard of my life.
In knowing pose. They don't even want.
We were talking about a lot of things. Y'all see the faces on the page. So you could screen, so you can imagine where the conversation went. But the brother had asked me some interesting questions. We were talking about history and reading, and the pushback I was getting from the men was just kind of astonishing. You know what I'm saying? Real strange.
Associate with Black Americans. This is just the group of Africans that I work with, what they relate to me, and that they don't even want.
I'm gonna take it back because first it was a conversation between
bullshit, you'll find out. You see,
me and the brother.
I believe that. I get
okay, and I'm gonna say this.
Right.
I understand.
I'm gonna say this. I respect
by people who weren't there.
Only thing that matters is if that's what happened. I don't feel like who tells it. It really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's about.
And to me, this speaks to.
I'm not racist. That's what I'm saying. It's not about race. I don't care who wrote the book. I'll read from a white person. I'll read from. That's ignorant as hell.
Brother, the brother was basically.
I got it. Scholarship. You ain't got no scholarship. If you ain't got no direction to point me in, I don't give a fuck what you got to talk about. I just gave y'all 3 books, not more.
So the brother was basically giving pushback over.
Or some Black woman
reading.
I know what it's like.
And the argument was, well, you don't know what they read. I mean, you don't know. You wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what happened. It's just funny how when you talk to our people, when it comes to literature and history, you can quote the scripture all day. You can quote the Bible. No one says who was there, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though somebody said God created heaven and earth. I don't know if somebody had a pen and pad when God was out and just sat and took notes from when God said it. Nah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I know that historical events have chronological order. It has people that take notes and stories go down, handed down from generation. You can see what's what and what's not. But this is when I started noticing this trend, at least in this content space, of how there's a culture of us, of Black people, especially Black men, we're supposed to be the leaders, has such a pushback on literacy. Even though we're online speaking about so many different conversations, so many different perspectives, have so much staunch views, but nobody's reading nothing. So this is just an example of that. So check this out.
I know what it's like to have to deal with that. And I know people, I know the other side when you finally get it together. When I just hear Black people get online and not just talk about, the race issues as far as Africans, just when they just spew so much ignorance and so much hate for Black men and Black women, it's just tiring because it's like, we wasn't always at this point. You go back to 60, 50 years ago, we had a whole different type of operation within our community. And the fact that people just totally throw away all of history, all the things that happened to us, just because somebody Black sees them when they was little, or some Black woman curved them, now they just hate everybody. Every race on the planet been erased their history. They never talk about, they're always talking about the past. They're always waving their flag. They're always trying to remind you of where they come from. So the whole world is based on an acknowledgement of history. Come on, Ham.
No, because
the whole world is always
gotta end it because it'll get redundant to a point.
And that's another note. That's why I don't really be doing too many panels. It's like I done been on panels where they play the plane While somebody really give me some information, and niggas be saying absolutely nothing, and they just let them just have the floor. So that's why I'll be exclusively over on my channel. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to
I got it. Scholarship. You ain't got no scholarship. If you ain't got no direction to point me in, I don't give a fuck. You got to talk about. I just gave y'all 3 books, not more.
So my last question to you, all those books you just showed me, how many Africans wrote those books?
I mean, it's black people that wrote them. It's white people that wrote them. I think no disrespect, but I feel like that's irrelevant. Because it's like right now, I'm gonna tell you why. If a white person told you that Malcolm X died the day he died, does it matter? Only thing that matters is if that's what happened.
So that was his question to me. Like, who wrote the book? Was it a white person? Was it a black person? As if that matters in the grand scheme of things, as if you can't be lied to by your own people. But there's such the resistance. Every time you try to suggest some type of scholarship, oh, well, who wrote it? Well, did the African write it? It's like, bro, whether African wrote it or not doesn't matter, because you're not going to read it anyway. But this is the excuses we make when it comes to literacy, and then we wonder why the generations where they at. Like, this is the adults. You know what I'm saying? So follow me. I'm going somewhere with this. So just keep watching.
I feel like who tells it, it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's about you going to get truth from all. I'm not racist. That's what I'm saying. It's not about race. I don't care who wrote the book. I'll read from a white person. I'll read from that's ignorant as hell. Like anybody can tell you the truth. Anybody can lie to you too. So knowledge is knowledge. You go to a college university. You go to a university. You're gonna have books written by all types of people. You study IT.
Look, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm not gonna say I disagree with what you're saying. The only point I'm going to make is that at the end of the day, these books were written by people who weren't there. That's the
First of all, when you didn't read a book or understand what the book is about, you don't know who was where and what was what, because you got to read something to understand it. You know what I'm saying? So this new culture of black men that question everything to the point they don't study anything. You have to read something to know if it's valid or not, or if it's nonsense. You can't just say, oh, that's a book. You know, anybody can write anything. It's like that's a cop-out that has bled into the current culture of young men and women. Now they don't learn nothing. Now they don't read anything, because these are grown adults arguing with you about, well, did the African write it? Did this person write it? Like that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Did you read it? Because you don't know if something's accurate or faulty or not if you haven't taken the time to even learn the subject or the book. But these are excuses grown black men make when it comes to literacy. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep going.
My point.
And I'm sorry, bro.
I'm gonna leave it there. I get
okay, and I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say this. I respect your view, but this is my rebuttal to that, because I heard that this is one of the typical black Negro responses. We make all the excuses in the world because we don't want to read. You don't know what's in the book. So just because it's in the book don't mean it's a lie. You just have to be intellectually. Hold on, brother. You just have to be.
So what was the point of you bringing up? Did a black person or did an African or white person wrote it? If you think what's in the book is not factual, you said that to allude to the fact that you don't know what's true. So you think that if an African wrote it, it'd be more true. Like, just dumb shit.
Intellectually patient and cross-reference. You read one book, you don't have all the answers. You read one, you read another one, you read another one. You cross-reference. You see what's accurate. You see what's not so accurate. It's called proofreading. Like, we make all the excuses in the world because we don't want to fucking read. Like, I'm not one of them niggas. I'm going to read. So I don't, if you did some bullshit, you'll find out. You see what's consistent. You see, you can read from different, that's not a history book. You can read from different scholars and you'll get a synopsis of what you need to learn. None of them books are history books. None of those books are history books. Yeah. But when you go to college, y'all don't ask the professor that shit. Y'all don't ask him, hey, who wrote this book? Y'all read that shit. Y'all passing them essays, and you get to a little more to board.
No. I went to college and I didn't ask those questions. So yeah, all right, we'll move on. I got you, bro.
Now here's this is.
So you went to college and asked those questions, and what did they tell you? Did you stop reading because it was a white person that wrote it? Stop the cat. You did what you had to do to pass that class, and that's what the fuck happened.
Hey yo, that was a good dialogue. Now here's why. Also, I pushed back initially on what Osa and Trigger Mike is saying because it's bullshit. AO just said, and he didn't mean it maliciously. He's like, when black people try to look into our history, he made a clear delineation. And then when Illa was talking, when Illa said black people and white people wrote the book, AO said, see, it wasn't no Africans. So don't act like everybody believes that. The overwhelming majority know that we aren't the same. So let's have the conversation. Unwoke.
Right.
Same question. We had a brief dialogue, right? What are the sentiments that you hear, that you heard, what you agree with, etc.?
Shit, I work with him, man.
And I want y'all to notice something, right? And shout out to 18th letter. Hold up, we got a first super chat of the day. I appreciate you, brother. Always showing love. The brother said, shout out to my brother. He said, shout out to Illa. You won't believe the people I've ran across that talk down on learning history and reading. It's almost like it's cool to be stupid, ignorant, and then we wonder why we're stagnant. Absolutely. Like, I just don't get it. But these are grown-ass fucking men. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get to the young people in a minute. But, you know, attitude reflects leadership. So if this start with us, we can't be surprised where it's at. But let's go, man. And I want y'all to pay attention to something. Like, a lot of times when I have these detractors that I deal with online, appreciate you, brother. It's good to see you, black man. Much respect. Thank you, bro. He said, you look at the people that be coming at me, or just people in general, look at their names. See, out of the heart, the mouth speaks. I went against people that call themselves dark warlocks. You know what I mean? People that call themselves God's darkest angel. You know? People that call themselves simp gods. You know what I mean? Now, this guy's name is Unwoke. Went up against another guy, his name is Unlikely. Just these names speak to the subconsciousness of what drives these people. Illasophical is a blend of two names. Illa, I got from the hood because I was an ill nigga. I was fly and I knew how to rap. I was a smooth, slick nigga. Slick man, rather. And I'm philosophical. Illasophical. Get it? It ain't really that hard to understand. You know what I'm saying? But you got people named Unwoke. Just think about that. Why would you call yourself unwoke? That means you're not awake. The opposite of sleep, being awake is sleep. And we all know that sleep is the cousin of death. You know what I'm saying? So just off the strength of your name, the spirit inside you speaks volumes. So let's listen to Unwoke.
Lazy, can't show up to work on time, no work ethic. This is Black America.
Right now, he's talking about his opinion of blacks from the perspective of Africans that he worked with. All right, lazy, don't want to work, yada yada yada.
I mean, they don't try to hide it. they definitely draw the line in the sand. They don't even want to associate with Black Americans. This is just the group of Africans that I work with, what they relate to me, and that they don't even consider themselves, quote unquote, FBA, Foundational Black Americans, because they have a different cultural structure, different.
Now, mind you, he's speaking to things that you have to learn from being told by an elder, or you have to read. They don't find it. He said they're African. They have their own culture. They don't consider themselves FBA because they're not FBA. They're not foundational Black Americans. So whether they consider themselves that or not is irrelevant. They're not that. So he's making it seem like, oh, they don't deal with you because it's like, bro, even if they wanted to deal with you culturally, they can never claim that title. And I'm not even big on that argument, but it's like you're talking about a people who have a culture, who are actually learned about their culture. But watch what he says when it comes to learning about his own culture. But you want to talk about the laziness of Black people. But listen,
different value system, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why we trying to like. I just think I think Black people need to we just need to accept the fact. Black Americans need to accept the fact that this disassociation thing that we're doing right now, like what Illa is talking about. I think that shit is just. I don't see no purpose in it. I don't see.
Disassociation, what Illa's talking about, because I suggested motherfuckers to read a book. What's disassociative about reading? But let's listen.
Like, if I could just ask you, like, what is the purpose in knowing this information? Like, just knowing your history. Like, what is that? How's that beneficial? Yeah.
I don't even got to go no further. He said, what is the purpose of learning your history after explaining how people who do know their history, the Africans, who are culturally sound in their culture, is turned off from the fact that we don't have a culture, or we're not understanding of who we are, and we're lazy, After just saying that, he asked me, what's the point of knowing your history? What's the point of knowing your culture? So these are the men. These are the men of the space. These are the men that make content. They think like this. You can imagine how they deal with women. I could imagine how a woman would view you when you don't even find value in learning the history of your own self. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like because of this, we've bred a generation of children and young people who are extremely out of touch and ignorant to a degree. And I've been watching this YouTube channel with these clips of this man asking people to read basic phrasing. But first I want to start with this clip. This brother was talking about
medicine in them.
I love being an adult, learning new things.
Florida, and we insisted on our parents buying us these big furry boots. Not that we needed them at all.
So check this out.
We're in a literacy and comprehension crisis in this country, and I fear it is more severe than we think. When I was younger, my grandma used to always say, common sense ain't so common to everyone, and that is definitely true. Watch this.
I did not know y'all were wearing winter gear out of necessity. So I've lived in the South pretty much my whole life. I had no real experience with the cold. My sister were little in South Florida.
And I hate to say this, I love my people below the Mason-Dixon line. I live here. I like living here. But I just feel like when the epicenter of Black culture shifted from the coast to like the South, I don't think everything that came with it was positive. I think there was a lackadaisical approach to lyricism musically. It was a lackadaisical approach to grammar, learning things, being thorough, having depth in content became like boring. And it's like, oh, that rapidy rap shit. It's like, it's all relative to a lazy mindset that I don't think the South owns it. But I think since they got the crown or the attention of Black mainstream culture, it just got a lot. I think it had a lazy effect on being thorough. It's like anybody can do. It's like talent and skill is not necessary. It's just about feeling good. And sometimes medicine doesn't taste good. You know what I'm saying? And it's just funny that she said that's where she's from. But let's just keep listening.
And we insisted on our parents buying us these big furry boots. Not that we needed them at all, but we just thought it was the style because it's something we saw on TV. And now that I'm living in Boston and it is so cold here, I'm realizing people actually wear this stuff out of necessity. Things like gloves, scarves, hats were purely for style.
Wow, the pressure is getting worse.
To come online and say with your full chest that you didn't know that the entire north of America didn't need winter clothes and you thought they were fake because you asked your parents to buy you furry boots one time is literally insane. You don't even have to ever visit New York, Maine, Rhode Island, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit to understand that those places are freezing because blizzards happen there frequently and we have 4 seasons. This is just as bad as you guys saying that you thought that glasses like these had medicine in them.
I love being an adult, learning new things. Did you know that medicine is not in glasses?
So y'all trying to tell me that everybody in the world is trying to convince me none of y'all heard your mama, your grandma, your great aunt Ethel told you, do not wear them people glasses, not put on other people glasses because they medicine too strong, the prescription too strong.
So all of y'all knew there wasn't no medicine in glasses. All of y'all knew. Because y'all be on this app being mad performative. Y'all be on this app trying to make y'all seem like mad smart.
Are you people insane? What are you talking about?
If you heard your grandmother or your mother saying, don't put on people's glasses because their prescription will mess your eyes up, prescription does not mean a prescription of pills. It means the actual strength of the prescription in the glasses.
Wait, how do we get here? How do we get here? And I feel like I run into a lot of people who believe stuff and follow things because they grandma and they mama said it. It's like grandma and mama didn't always know everything. You know what I'm saying? You are here today so you can learn what's available to you today. Grandma wasn't exposed to what you was exposed to. So we just follow what grandma and mama said, and we never take the time to look nothing up, because learning about where you come from and reading books is a waste of time. You don't know who wrote them.
Glasses are just cut glass, and they're cut a certain way so our eyes can focus on what we need to see. It's not medicine that you take and ingest in your body. I think the issue that I will say something very succinctly, and people either can't comprehend it, don't listen, and they then add a whataboutism. They say a whole bunch of things that were never said, and they argue with themselves in the comments.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Shout out to this brother right here, man. That's exactly what I be dealing with. Can y'all hear the sounds? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the bomb sound. It wasn't working last time. I got to make sure my shit works. Major P, can you hear the bomb sound? Can you hear the bomb sound? But the brother is absolutely right. These people will get on the internet. Here's something you didn't say. It's like, though, damn, why is it not loud? Oh. Okay. Is that better? Is that better? How about now? It still sound muffled? I'm gonna do it again. Oh, I don't know why, y'all. It sounds clear to me, man. I don't know, man. It sounds so clear to me in my headphones, but it doesn't sound clear to y'all. What about this one?
Yeah, take it no more.
Y'all can't hear that either? I don't know. I'm trying to mess with my sounds, but it's always something, man. Nah, man. But it's all good. But yeah, people make arguments that you never made. And they put words in your mouth, and then they debate with what they put in you. I mean, I don't know, y'all. It should go straight to the headphones. It's not supposed to be playing through the mic. Y'all supposed to hear it. Because y'all hear this, right? Y'all hear this? You hear that, right? Y'all hear that, right? That was cool. Y'all hear that? Yeah, so I don't know why y'all hear that and don't hear the other one. This is all the soundboard. These sounds on the same board. I have no idea why y'all don't hear that. But yeah, people argue with things that they put on you. They put words in your mouth and then argue with you based on what they said you said. And it's like you're just sitting there watching them argue with the version of you that they created. And it's just the wildest thing. And I'm like, and I see this over and over in this space. I'm like, yo, is there a real literal, like, what's going on with us? Like, why is everybody stuck on stupid and attacking people who have some sense? It's like, I just don't understand this shit, man. And I felt like, personally, it's been more prevalent since the Southern experience has been put at the forefront as the Black experience. Like, even the sister that's on the, even the sister that just was talking, she was from the South. She thought people was wearing boots because it was fashionable. Like, they have no concept of life outside of where you live. You didn't know that it was cold up north. You didn't know that, like people be living in a bubble, and they speak from this bubble to the world. And they speak on behalf of cultures and genres of music that they don't really know about. And it's, instead of just being inquisitive and curious about it, they just make conclusions on what it is. They don't even know what the fuck they talking about. Let's keep going.
It's the same thing with not understanding a concept or a theme. Having an encyclopedia, we have the world's encyclopedia in our hand. When I was growing up, to look up answers, I would have to go to a library or open in Carter and then look at the answers. But instead of Googling the answer, you'll come online, make a video, and say it with your whole chest like that's normal. And it's getting worse because I fear that we thought average intellect and average smarts was way higher than I think they are, because, bro, the lack of comprehension, listening skills, and critical thinking is at a all-time high. And it's not just this country. It goes across the board. I wonder what the correlation of that is with access to information and then lack of critical thinking, because you would assume that now that we have all this access to information, everyone would use that information. But when we didn't have information when we were growing up.
Yeah, Rakai Media, all my sounds coming from one board. So those sounds are not YouTube clip related. You know what I'm saying? But
all we had was books, which is all we had before the internet. People use their smarts more. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, man. You know, the brother made a good point. It's hard to even have conversations with people because they don't even know how to really process the pacing of arguments and comments. It's like, yo, you just get to a point, you just be like, yo, who the fuck am I talking? What are we talking about? That's why I be taking these breaks. I'm telling y'all, this shit be stressing me the fuck out. When I see people just lie and get platformed to lie by people who supposed to be honest and truthful and all of this goofy shit, and it's like, and we wonder why shit is fucked up. There's no integrity anywhere. There's nobody having integrity. It's all about just what feels good and what's popular and what get clicks and likes at the expense of anybody's name or whatever. It's just fucking wild, bro. It's just mad wild. So, like I said, y'all ain't gonna see me too many places but here. But yeah, let's play it. This is another clip I want to play.
Accountability. Yeah, I dropped that.
This shows. I don't know if y'all been seeing these clips going viral. These young men and women reading off these index cards. Now, to be fair, there are some clips where they actually are understanding what they're saying. They're able to read, but I felt like this was like mad alarming. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Index card. Their reconciliation required extraordinary I know that word, bro, don't play with me. Vulnerability and emotional accountability. Yeah, I dropped that, but at least you tried it.
Wow. That was crazy. Just the same generation that's always talking down on the old rappers, the old athletes. They can't pronounce vulnerability. I wonder what genre of music he listens to. I wonder. I would love to hear his playlist. I can assure you there's no Nas up there. There's no Jay-Z. There's no, it may not even be no Wayne up there. Like I would love to hear what's on his playlist, but let's keep going.
Read the index card.
His interpretal ambitions necessitated substantial personal sacrifices.
Read the index card.
Their reconciliation required extraordinary urban.
So just think now. These are the people that argue with you on your comments and your page, on your section. These are the people who can't even fucking read. Always pushing back, thinking everybody's hating on them. Oh, y'all just hating because y'all old and all of that. It's like, bro, youth should give you the ability to do better than me. You don't know what vulnerability means, or you don't know how to spell vulnerability or pronounce it. Get the fuck out of here, man. Let's keep going, man.
And emotional accountability.
Read the index card.
The remarkability concept. What kind of interview is this? The remarkable.
Now he's mad at the guy. Now he mad at him. What kind of interview was that? Now he attacking. Now he about to crash out. He just asked you to read. It's not even an interview. He wants to know if you can read, young brother. He mad. What kind of interview is this? You trying to get me to read and shit? The fuck? Type of shit you on, fuck, nigga?
Confidential encounter prompt considerable speculation afterwards.
Whoa. This shit is crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but these adults have the same type of mindset in these debates. And got the nerve to ask you why you want to learn, why you want to read, why you want to keep doing it. This is why. Motherfuckers don't even know how to say vulnerability. The brother said, and they wonder why UK just banned social media for the kids. This is one of the reasons why. Absolutely. But the problem is, it's not just social media, because social media can be used for whatever you want to use it for. It's not just used for negativity. The problem is, social media lets anybody speak. So if you're lit and stupid, you'll have way more influence than somebody who's intelligent but not lit. And that's the problem. Being lit has overtaken value in this country, especially in our community. Look at the music. I love to use the music because it's a perfect example of how things are transpiring. Some of the top, especially the females, the top female artists are not necessarily talented. They're popular. A lot of personalities get put on pedestals now more than people who have actual talent. Look at some of the top streamers in the Black community. What are their talents? Shout out to iShowSpeed. At least he's like showing curiosity, saying, hey, I don't know a lot. I want to experience the world. I can respect that. But these other content streamers, like, what talent do they have? Drewski's talented. Shout out to Drewski. I'm not going to do that. Drewski's talented. He's funny. But what is the talent for most of these streamers? They're just popular. See, this is the era where consistency at being seen will outdo someone who actually has talent. If you're just constantly showing me yourself, that's going to bring value just from consistently being seen. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter if you make sense. Doesn't matter if you have any fair points. If you're always visible, you have value. That's the times we in. And yeah, I want to play another clip. This young brother, before I get into the meat of the show, which is a reaction I want to react to, I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was a Lord Jamar, shout out to Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian. He did a 1v6 with some millennials. I would say people that were, I would say, just younger than him. You know what I mean? From the 30s to the 20s, about hip hop. And I thought it was cool. I thought he was the perfect old head, quote unquote, to have this conversation with, because, you know, he's very steadfast and knowledge of self. He's definitely, you know, definitely golden era hip hop out. So I think he's the perfect person to be a contrarian to this modern mindset. So we're going to get into that. While I look for that, y'all check out this clip of this young brother right here.
Mediocre you have to be at making rap and hip hop music that a 50-year genre of artistic expression was killed in one generation. Like, y'all literally successfully gaslit the world into believing that NBA Youngboy, Kodak Black, Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi, and all these terrible rappers that you guys swore up and down was just so good and revolutionary that you killed a genre of music. And I will never forgive you guys for that. I will never forgive you guys for making fun of lyrical rappers, for making fun of people who took rap and the craft of making hip hop music serious.
Let's pause it. Is he right? I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think this era has made talent outside of sports. They have made artistry irrelevant now. They still require you to have a jump shot. They still require you to run a 4.3. You still need a 40-inch vertical. Those attributes are still required to play sports. But when it comes to music, real lyrics, real talent, real depth and concept has been annihilated in hip hop. And I'm not going to even say the South, but I feel like a lot of that energy came from Atlanta. And I love Atlanta. I like going there. I like people from Atlanta. I don't have no problem with it. But I look at the discussions, the cultural discussions, when it comes to Black culture, when it comes to hip hop, that come from Southern platforms. It's a biased perspective a lot, and it's just an uninformed one. And it's a downplaying of lyrical ability as if that's not necessary. Like rap, hip hop was a skill that everybody couldn't do. Now they opened the floodgates and lowered the bar, and now anybody can do it. And now you got a generation of people who don't even respect or understand why not only does lyricism matter, but why does the previous generations who were lyrical, why are they still revered more than their artists? And I feel like there's a huge information gap in why that's so. But listen to this young brother eloquently break down my sentiments as well.
I will never forgive you, Fruity Loops producers, for making fun of DJs who still like to make scratches, who still like to produce off of break loops. I will never, ever, ever forgive you guys for making melody rap a thing, because melody rap is not a thing. It's not rap you are singing. Take that shit over to R&B. Oh wait, you can't, because you know that shit wouldn't fly in R&B, because R&B has a standard to it. But when it comes to rap music, all of a sudden there's no way to rap. There's no way to rap, and rap is just so subjective, and it's not, because any other genre of music is not subjective. Not in the way you guys try to make rap music.
That's a fact. Having a skill set matters in any genre of anything. You can't just do what you want to do. And I feel like that's what happened in hip hop. Now that you're actually talented, you're corny. And I seen a shift with Young Money. I don't know if y'all peeped, but when Young Money came out, I seen something. I said, hold up. They're changing the face of who can do what. What am I talking about? When Young Money came out, I seen that they kind of like stamp who could do what. And I seen that after Lil Wayne, you had to just be like this gang banging, androgynous thug. The black girl had to be over-sexualized with Nicki. And then who's the gentleman? Who's allowed to be introspective? Who's allowed to have depth? Drake. Now, after that, I seen a lot of, we got Kendrick, but most of the rappers that are allowed to be lyrically vulnerable, show a little depth, have been white and biracial rappers. And the darker rappers, the original man looking rappers, they gotta be ooga booga, knuckle dragging nigga shit. And if you try to come from an artistic perspective as the phenotype black man, you're not supported that much. Because you're talking that gangster shit, or they're gonna put you on a pedestal. But Logic was able to come out and be a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? What's the guy's name? Russ from Jersey. Russ was just a lyrical white boy who just could rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're allowed to just be MCs while the brothers gotta be gangsters. And I feel like after Young Money, it kind of like locked that shit in. And if you look at the trends, we always got anomalies, but it's kind of been fixed that way. Like, every girl since Nicki's been on the same shit. Damn near every rapper since Wayne has been like gang related, or, you know what I'm saying, undercover homo thug type of, and it's just been a lot. They just locked in what you could be after Young Money. In my opinion, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree, but that's what I saw. But let's keep going.
Music. And I don't understand what the constant discredit for serious rap music came from, but I think it has something to do with my generation and their whole entire try-hard brigade. Their whole entire, oh, why you being a try-hard? Why are you smart? That's probably...
Brother say he think Kim was way more raunchy. Kim was raunchy, but Kim was more like, first of all, it wasn't a million Kims. That's for one. There's a million Kims now. Everybody's rapping about their vagina. But Kim was more on some trap queen shit. I'm holding the drugs for the, not saying it's right, but Kim wasn't selling ass. She didn't give off that. She gave off freaky, over-sexualized, but she didn't give off, I'm selling cat. It wasn't, I'm using my coochie to rob. It just was different. I don't think her message was the strongest or nothing like that either, but I think Kim showed a lot more range than she got credit, but she definitely opened the door for this overly sexualized imagery. Absolutely. But I think ultimately her stance on music was, her perspective in the rap game was more like married to the mob, you know what I'm saying? The queen of the married to the boss of the clique type shit. You know what I mean? I don't think it was like, I'm selling you know what. Like, I think it's different now.
Why a bunch of y'all was fucking idiots and failing classes back in school because you thought that being smart and studying for your shit was just such cringe. It would just give you the ick that you're just good at something, but yet being embarrassed in the presence of somebody that's good at something made you want to downplay it. So because all of y'all were collectively mid, because most of y'all were not built to be rappers, because most of y'all were not supposed to be producers, were not supposed to be even making music in the first place, and instead of accepting the no, you decided to bully, cyberbully, gaslight, and manipulate the whole entire industry into accepting your mediocrity bullshit.
That's a fact, bruh. And that's all across the board. Look at content. Look at content. Look who gets attacked. Look who gets praised. Look who gets pedestalized. I seen a motherfucker super chat a group of people who was disrespectful to me for defending me, but didn't even support me for defending my goddamn self. This shit is weird as hell. Could you imagine somebody supporting somebody who disrespected you recently, promised to not even bring your name up, did it anyway, and somebody supporting them for fake supporting you for defending your argument when they wasn't even supporting you for defending your fucking own, bro. This shit is weird. Let's keep going.
Then you guys want to turn around and call anybody that spoke out against this, anybody who made music that was different.
And look, y'all, support the channel, man. You already know what time it is. Show love.
Donation. It's a donation. I thought it was a trash. Don't be hitting on me.
Show some love. Support the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what time it is. Let's keep going.
From what the fuck you guys said was popular into a hater. All of a sudden somebody's a hater when they say, yo, that shit is not good. Yo, NBA Youngboy sucks. Oh, you're a hater. It's just like, no, he objectively cannot rap. Y'all swore up and down Lil Yachty was just so good. And now all of a sudden everybody's going back now and calling him mid. They've always been mid. They were always trash. You guys were just so addicted to the dopamine boost that you get from trolling somebody, from getting under somebody's skin, for making fun of somebody, that you have literally trolled a whole entire genre into the garbage. You literally trolled a whole entire artistic expression until it is literally dead. It is no more. It does not exist anymore. That's what my generation did. Because Gen Z wanted to be such internet trolls, we have single-handedly killed a whole entire genre of music. And now you guys are bitching, moaning, hooting, hollering, and complaining all over this.
And I'm gonna say this, Gen Z was the first generation where the totality or most of the rap came from, for the most part, one region. Gen Z was raised on Southern rap, trap, and drill for the most part. Now, I like Jeezy. I like T.I. I like Outkast. I like 2 Chainz sometimes. I like Gucci sometimes. I like Migos once in a while. I like fucking Lil Baby once in a while. I like Future sometimes. But when it comes to music that sparked your mind, I don't think a lot of that music that's been coming out over these last 20 years. And I think this generation was raised on music that didn't challenge anything. And that's why they don't challenge anything. They just challenge opinions that they don't like. They just challenge opinions that they don't like. That's it. There's no social reform. There's no music that push back to make you challenge society, that challenge spiritual, nothing. It's just challenging the previous generation, but you're not challenging the system and the overriding way of things through your music. I think this is the first generation that didn't get that from no genre. I mean, we even got what's going on from R&B singers. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. 70s, 80s, 90s. We always had music that reminded you, that kept you grounded. This is the first era where they didn't get none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I respect this young brother for saying that.
About the lack of good music that you advocated for. Y'all advocated for this whack shit. Drake would not be making these albums if you guys would not be promoting your Miles. Kanye West wouldn't be talking about the bullshit he's talking about in his last couple albums if y'all did not support Lil Yachty. And I don't care what y'all.
And it's another thing. This brother made a good point. A lot of the older cats let these young cats punk them out of making real music, man. Let's talk about it. They punked them out, not just making better music, but they punked them even into wearing weird ass clothes. Like, shout out to Fab. But I be seeing a lot of stuff, some of the stuff Fab be wearing. It's like, bro, that shit ain't for you, bro. Everything that these young cats wear, we ain't got to fucking wear. Because they're not influenced by hip hop. This generation is influenced by European, high fashion, sexually ambiguous mindsets. And they're just wearing that shit for fucking money. And we don't need to support that shit. Crazy work is right. But let's keep going.
What y'all gonna come in the comments with? Because we all know that Gen Z doesn't want to take accountability for shit, given that most of y'all are adults now. So it's time to start taking some accountability for responsibility for what the fuck you have done to society. And that includes killing rap and hip hop music, bruh.
I gotta agree, man. I think it's not just them. I think they had help. A lot of it. And I think the regional sound of Southern rap, not all of it, but a lot of it, I'm sorry, but it played a part. I gotta say it, y'all. I'm sorry. It played a part. It just changed the criteria of it just killed the need of a skill set. And it's like playing basketball, but being able to double dribble and carry and all that. It's like you can't compare that to people who had to dribble with one hand. So comparing somebody who's streaming, who not writing his raps, and then if you do write a rap, it ain't even nothing profound. Comparing that to Illmatic or All Eyes on Me, a Criminal, it just don't fucking add up, bro. It just don't. So we gonna get into the meat of the show, and I was watching this, and I thought it was rather interesting to see these two worlds collide, to say the least. And I thought it was interesting. We're gonna get into it. Shout out to Lord Jamar from the legendary group Brand Nubian. He took on about 5 people, and they had this discussion, and I want to review it with y'all. Let's do it. Let's go.
Afro anything. So it was Black American music that he was playing.
First of all, shut your ass up. Your punk ass ain't even get up here. So your punk ass ready to sit down. Shut your bitch ass up.
I sped it up a little bit.
No. You're being disrespectful now. For real. I got this. Relax, sir. When it's your turn, you'll get your turn. I'll come back. Thank you for showing them how to be respectful when you do. It doesn't have to be a fight, guys. We're just debating.
Peace. It's Lord Jamar, Brand Nubian, actor, producer, internet personality.
Crazy.
Today I'm here with 6 new school hip hop fans.
Yeah.
And they're gonna stand on what they stand on. And I'm gonna stand on this foundational hip hop that we standing on. So let's go. My first claim is that my generation of hip hop was for Black people and the community. Your generation of hip hop is for white people and the corporations.
And I want to add to what the brother said. Hip hop wasn't just that, but Black music, period, was always about the people. That was the tie that bind it. Tommy, what's going on, bro? That was the tie that bind it. whether it be rap, whether it be blues, whether it be R&B, even when it comes to overseas music, Jamaican music, island music. One love, one heart. You know, it was always something inspirational that met you where you were at, regardless of where you were in life. The Black artists and the culture of Black artistry was meeting the people where they were at. Not saying they didn't motivate you to do more, but you wasn't shamed because you wasn't rich. You wasn't criticized because you didn't have an AP. You wasn't demonized because you don't have this and have that, because there was an understanding of the oppressive nature of being a person of color in the world, especially in America. So the music would always appreciate and speak to that sentiment, period. Not just hip hop, but Black music in general. Let's go.
Step up. Doing, brother.
Mr. Jamar?
Now, in my day, you would never have a Black artist, right, who rhymes like, oh my God, I'm so sad. I love you and like that's some trying to cater to white people shit. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like I'm gonna go back to your claim about corporations and back in your day with the fans. It seems.
And I just want y'all to look at this personality type, because each one of these people that's going to talk to this person, you've met these people before. You haven't met them personally, but this type. See, we live in a time, y'all, where shit is mad. Like, people's spirits are just bleeding through them. Like, we live in a time where once upon a time, you couldn't just judge a book. You still can't judge a book by its cover, so let me not say that. But more often than not, what people look like, sound like, smell like, that be their ass, man. It's something about that wild-haired guy with the wristband. He's kind of pro-Black, but he's kind of mad liberal, but he's kind of like everybody. And like, they don't really be knowing hip-hop. They think Kendrick is like the illest ever. It just this kind of hip hop fan. Every one of them gonna have this personality type that you met these motherfuckers before, man. Let's go. I met this nigga before.
It was like you are forgetting the DJ. It seems like you're forgetting the payola aspect of the radio station. So corporations, I don't know if I'm sure you remember Clear Channel. Clear Channel, now iHeart, used to run the radio station. So payola was a big thing.
You're not going that far enough, sir.
You had to pay the DJs.
You're not. The DJs didn't start on the radio. The DJ started in the street.
In the street.
I'm talking about original hip hop here.
So you go back to the 70s, early 80s.
Early 80s.
Even then.
It wasn't about payola.
Then, you had to pay the DJ. You had to convince the DJ had to be your friend. If he wasn't your friend, you had to convince him to play your record.
Yes.
The DJ wasn't playing your record. Nobody heard your record
because
you were
the
irrelevant.
influencer.
But
he was the influencer, not the corporations, not the algorithm. No, it's not the same concept. No.
But wait, hold on, wait.
Because this is the actual people who are part of the culture. These DJs also used to be in hip hop groups and all that type of shit.
His argument is weak. Concept doesn't matter. If I'm selling crack, right, and there's a store next to me selling pizza, we're both selling a product to a consumer base. So the concept is the same, yes. But the nuance is I'm selling food and the other one is selling poison. So similar concept does not equate to similar function or result. He thought he said something, but let's keep going.
As the Flash was in a hip hop group, ended up making records and all this type of shit. Fucking Al Schmeidelstein, who owns whatever record label, he ain't part of this culture. He's not making records and all that type of stuff. But he's commanding, he's deciding what goes. Back then, those DJs who were part of the culture, from the culture, decided what was hot, or they didn't necessarily decide, but they said, here, this is what I think is hot. Do you think it's hot too? And we would listen to it and say yay or nay. Now, certain things are shoved down your throat algorithmically because if it doesn't make money, or it doesn't get enough ads and all that type of stuff. It's a corporate type of structure we're dealing with, as opposed to a organic, just something organic, natural thing.
So, but here's the thing. The concepts are still the same. Whether you want to name it corporate or name it.
It doesn't matter if the concept is still the same, dumbass. Doesn't matter. The concept is irrelevant. It's the mechanics of it. Like the comparison I just made, selling drugs versus selling food. We're both selling stuff. The concept is sales. The sales is the concept. We're selling to a consumer base. But what we're selling, the manner in which we sell it, the way it's sold, like if you don't give me your money back, if you steal a pizza from me, you may get arrested. If you steal drugs from somebody, you might die. So it's saying the same concept is irrelevant, but he's hell-bent on that because literacy is missing. People are not listening. They just be running their fucking mouths. And I feel like this show is a great example. Let's keep going.
I'm gonna break it down. Let me break it down for you. Just like I just mentioned the DJ. The DJ,
he's good and grown, so he should know better.
Was the corporation. The thing is that even the DJ, if a DJ, like for you, for example, your guy like Grand Poobah was in brand Nubian with you. If you got a record and Grand Poobah is a DJ, you his guy, he gonna play your record. You his guy, he gonna play your record over. He ain't gonna just play it one time. Everybody say it don't matter what it is.
No. See, that's the thing. That was the difference. That was the difference. Also,
he's telling Lord Jamar, who is Lord Jamar, what his man would have done for him. You weren't even there, bro. How you going to tell a legendary artist in the hip hop world, at least, what he would have did? He's telling you how it goes. But this is the era where evidence don't matter. Well, I know y'all was there, but it don't. I'm telling you how it goes, bro. That's not how it went, man.
And that will get to one of my other points also. But the DJ, he's not going to risk his reputation, right? Even if it's his man. If I bring him something that's whack, because back in the days, you could bring what's called an acetate. That's like a test pressing, right? You bring that straight up to the record to the radio station, Red Alert or one of these type of dudes, right? But Red Alert would put it on real quick and listen to it real quick. And if he didn't hear something that made him feel like he wanted to play it, I don't give a fuck if that's your man or not. He wasn't playing it.
But I'm saying the concept is still the same even now.
No, the concept is not the same. No.
He's not listening at all. Even if the concept, because Lord Jamar should let him have it. Even if the concept is the same, the nuance and the mechanics are not the same, which makes it totally different, which makes his argument null and void. But this is the post-knowledge, post-CD, the post-organic streamer, Europeanized, corporatized hip-hop mindset that has taken over all. This is the DJ academics analysis that he's given us. This is why hip-hop, this is why teachers matter. This is why griots matter. I don't know if y'all understand I'm familiar with the term griot. We need informational gatekeepers to make sure information is given accurately. That's why if you're a Muslim, right, they have a line supposedly from Prophet Muhammad all the way to the modern day. And if they can't track your information back to scholars that derive from him, they disregard it. It's like if you're in a gang. If you can't tie your gang ties to an official set, you're not official. And these people's information, their train of thought, their hip hop knowledge, their black artistry knowledge, period, it starts with corporatized America. It doesn't start with real curators of the culture.
No, here's the thing, because the quality control is gone now, because nobody's listening to it for the quality. The quality doesn't matter. If it has enough numbers, if enough people are following this, if they gave me enough money to play it, I'm playing
My brother in Christ, that is quality control.
No,
that is.
There's another red flag. Never talk to a dude about hip hop who refers to you as my brother in Christ. You already, as soon as I heard that, I already knew that, oh yeah, he don't know what the fuck he talking about. He just your brother. Why he gotta be your brother in that? But see, that mindset, he already gone. He already out the lunch. Ain't nothing worse than a Christian hip hop fan. Oh my God.
It's not quality control.
You have grassroots, like it's songs that have blown up just off TikTok. People make reels to it. People hear it. Oh, that's dope. And they go. So you got somebody like LaRussell. LaRussell out in the Bay Area, he doing his own thing. He grew grassroots, doing his own thing. You got Lareezy in Louisiana. You got people that's growing their grassroots things on the internet because people hear it. They feed it to the people, and the people are saying they like it, as opposed to giving it to one person. Red Alert. He listened to it. He like, nah.
No, you're not giving it to one person.
It don't go.
First of all, you wasn't giving it to one person.
Or just what I'm saying is the DJs were the gatekeepers. Now the gatekeeper aspect has been torn off because you have the internet. I can just put it on like a do.
But see, no.
Like, I'm gonna give you a great example.
You still have gatekeepers.
No, gatekeepers are what it's going to be. Period.
Bro,
you can't get past a gatekeeper.
But who is the gatekeeper? And that's the difference.
That's
the gatekeeper was the people before.
No,
now it's the corporation.
No, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you a great example of a worldwide artist that's huge. It's not he's hip hop adjacent, but you got The Weeknd. The Weeknd blew up. He came out with House of Balloons, Thursday, Echoes of Silence, 3 mixtapes.
We're talking about hip hop here.
But I'm
exactly. Horrible fucking example. Horrible fucking example. And I like those albums he mentioned. But see, it's so much nuance to why people be blown up that people don't talk about. The Weeknd didn't just blow up just super organically. The Weeknd talked about a lot of drug use, a lot of sex, and a lot of low vibrational topics at a time where that was really hitting. His music had a very low, dreary, drugged out, over indulgent vibe to it. So it's like it was these artists don't be just blowing up for no reason. They be feeding to a spiritual algorithm that's conducive for where the system wants the youth to go. So that also helped The Weeknd. It wasn't just because he was so hot. They pushed his shit because of the messaging behind it. I remember very vividly glass tables and coke and stuff. But these are the arguments. But this is the Christian. These are the arguments they make that's missing so much nuance that matters so much. It's not just organic blowing up.
I'm talking about the concept. The concept, it was all independent. He put it out. He had a whole marketing rollout on his own, and he blew up off of it.
And he had Drake with him. Shut the fuck up, bro. Let's keep going.
Now he's huge. But what I'm saying is
now he's corporate.
The people decided he was dope. Like, I heard him. I told all my friends, like, yo, this dude is hot. He could be the next one. And he blew up.
Why is a Christian man listening to The Weeknd sing about sniffing coke? I thought he was a brother in Christ. Why are you telling your friends about The Weeknd? You're spreading the gospel of The Weeknd. Interesting. Christians, boy.
That's what you got now, because you got the internet. Back then, you had gatekeepers through the DJs and then into the radio station. It's the same concept. It's not going to change.
It's not the same concept.
I'm going to tell you, with your lament.
It is the same concept, but it don't matter if it's the same concept, bro. It ain't nothing new under the sun. So most things are the same concept. It's just what is the mechanics behind it. Like, Jamal should have caught it.
What you're groaning about is the corporation and the money aspect. And the thing is hip hop is worldwide.
The man never even brought up money or none of that shit. And you see the blonde-haired woman in the background nodding her head. See, people don't be listening. People be mad dumb, yo. When they hear certain words because of their lack of understanding, they just automatically associate it with something else. Like, for example, I say, yo, I'm a Moor, right? I feel like I'm a Moorish American. I descend from Moorish people. When I say that, people say, oh, he's pro-black. He anti-government. He think he ain't got to pay taxes. This stupid shit. He think he Arab. He think he Muslim. They just start reaching for whatever they think will stick with what they talking about. But it really has nothing to do with nothing. So just because Lord Jamar mentioned the word corporate. So since he heard that word, what triggered him is, oh, he's talking about the money they making. He's an older rapper, so he mad he ain't got money. Lord Jamar done been in movies, shows, he was in Oz, all type of shit. But see how he heard something that was never said? Let's go back. Backtrack real quick. Remember what this brother said right here? Remember this?
We're in a literacy and comprehension crisis in this country, and I fear it is more severe than we think. When I was younger, my grandma used to always say, common sense ain't so common to everyone, and that is definitely true. Watch this.
I did not know y'all were wearing winter gear out of necessity. So I've lived in the South pretty much my whole life. I had no real experience with the cold. My sister were little in South Florida, and we insisted on our parents buying us these big furry boots. Not that we needed them at all, but we just thought it was the style because it's something we saw on TV. And now that I'm living in Boston, and it is so cold here, I'm realizing people actually wear this stuff out of necessity.
And you notice she got the ethnic style hair, and so the other brother. What did Andre 3000, my favorite verses, he said, is everyone with dreads for the cause? And is everybody with gold for the fall? No, so don't get caught up in in appearance, outcast or criminal, another black experience. So just because they got that ethnic look, like they, with it, sometimes them be the dumbest motherfuckers. And sometimes they might have gold teeth, some fronts, long braid weave, might know a little something. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let's go.
Head, things like gloves, scarves, hats were purely for style.
Wow. The pressure is getting worse.
To come online and say with your full chest that you didn't know that the entire north of America didn't need winter clothes and you thought they were fake because you asked your parents to buy you furry boots one time is literally insane. You don't even have to ever visit New York, Maine, Rhode Island, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit to understand that those places are freezing because blizzards happen there frequently, and we have 4 seasons. This is just as bad as you guys saying that you thought that glasses like these had medicine in them.
I love being an adult learning new things. Did you know that medicine is not in glasses?
So y'all trying to tell me that everybody, the prescription too strong?
Medicine and glasses.
On people's glasses because their prescription will mess your eyes up. Prescription does not mean a prescription of pills. It means the actual strength.
See how they associated prescription with medicine, just like how this brother associated corporation with money? Or with, they don't think, they look at words as context clues, like, oh, he's saying that, so it must mean this. It's like, no, words mean what the fuck they mean. Listen.
Of the prescription in the glasses. Glasses are just cut glass, and they're cut a certain way so our eyes can focus on what we need to see. It's not medicine that you take and ingest in your body. I think the issue that I will say something very succinct.
This is the part I want to get to. Listen.
Succinctly. And people either can't comprehend it, don't listen, and they then add a whataboutism. They say a whole bunch of things that were never said, and they argue with themselves in the comments. It's the same thing with not understanding a concept or a theme. Having an encyclopedia, we have the world's encyclopedia in our hand. When I was growing up, to look up answers, I would have to go to a library or open Encarta and then look at the answers. But instead of Googling the answer, you'll come online, make a video, and say it with your whole chest like that's normal.
And that's what this brother did by bringing up money and corporations, which had nothing to do with Lord Jamar's point. Because they hear something they never heard, and then they argue against it because they're not listening.
Just got back from Taiwan, and people would stop me in the street to take pictures and all types of stuff. And like, oh, you play basketball, you rap. Oh, because I represent hip hop because I'm a black man. I was just a soul.
First
like,
of all, I'm not groaning about anything. I'm just making knowledge born. I'm making knowledge known.
Come on,
okay?
It's money. You talking about this, the money aspect?
No,
He's
not about the money
man
aspect.
what he's saying. What the? I go through this all the time in the space. People will hear you say something and say, "You're telling me this." And you didn't never say that shit. He never brought it up one time. He said corporations. He said nothing about making money. My brother in Christ. Let's go.
First of all, shut your ass up. Your punk ass ain't even get up here. Till your punk ass ready to sit down, shut your bitch ass up. Fuck you talking about?
Times change. That's what happens when you have a great product. It spreads around. That's just the life. When you have a great product and people.
There's another one of those guys. When I said these personality types are ones that you've met, I've met this. This is the DJ Academics phenotype. This is from his tribe.
Talk about it. People want to make money behind it. I would argue that the artists today who are catering to
look in his eyes. Just look at him.
The corporate, they're catering to the fans, and they're making music that the fans want to listen to. That's how they get money. If they don't cater to the algorithm or cater to what's hot, they would just be making music for their friends and family and not have a living. So what do you suggest artists to do today? Nope.
Here's the thing. I made my statement, right? Mm-hmm. And basically you just agreed with what I said. Okay?
Me too.
I'm right. Like what the fuck are we talking about? You keep shaking your head. Why don't you sit your ass in the chair? And I keep seeing your fucking head shaking. Get your ass in the chair.
You also said that, they can just fake the streams. Back in the day, they brought albums. I heard labels would buy.
Oh, what is
they
this?
did.
No.
They did do that.
I'm going that's corporate shit you're talking about.
Stone Age.
I'm
before the record sales.
The Stone Age. So the 70s and 80s, early 90s is the Stone Age now. Niggas are still wearing Jordans from 85. Deion Sanders sneakers from 95. Some of the popular styles is some 90s shit just be remixed and refit and recut, but the styles is old as hell. The Stone Age, no. That's what they refer to it. See the disrespect? When you watch a movie, right? You watch commercials, 9 out of 10 times, the music that they're using to sell products is music from the Stone Age. So what did that tell you? Academics, too. If the world is still buying products based on old music, what's better, the new shit or the old shit? Why are they using old music to sell new products? Maybe, just maybe, the music from back then was ahead of its time. Maybe the melodies and the concepts of those songs are still relevant today. Question: can today's music have the same pop and feel if it was dropped yesterday? I don't know. We've seen what yesterday can perform in today. We don't know what today would sound like yesterday. There's no way we can, but we've seen what yesterday can do. So we'll see if this music stands the test. There's certain songs that came out 10 years ago I don't even hear no more nowhere. They ain't used to sell nothing. But I digress. Let's keep listening to academics, little brother.
You think of Stone Age time?
I'm talking about when hip hop first came onto the stage, Sugar Hill Records, Enjoy Records, Sleeping Bag.
There was
You
no
wouldn't know
corporate.
about
There
that.
was no corporate then. So
I mean,
you can't go corporate because corporate didn't exist. So
first of all, there were records.
No, dummy. Corporations did exist. Just because they weren't involved in rap doesn't mean corporations didn't exist. What is he talking about? There was no corporate. There was no corporate. Like, corporations got invented in 95. What is he talking about? But you see how he's not even listening to learn something. But I want y'all to see how they act and watch how the white boy act when he talks to him. Let's keep going.
Labels, okay? But it's not about going corporate. Before there was records, we were making tapes. So hip hop proliferated by word of mouth. It proliferated by, you had a tape. I said, oh, that tape is dope. Can I tape your tape? And then it would go around.
They would share it, right?
Yes,
They would share
it would share it.
So,
exactly. But think about it. Like, you got the internet now where you could, if you could share one thing and millions of people can hear it immediately. Back then, this shit got shared one person at a time, one borough at a time type of shit. Listen what I'm saying. And the type of music that we were making, the type of beats that we were even choosing were the type of music that we thought would impress our peers. You understand? Our immediate peers. And all I'm saying is, over time, whatever you want to say about evolution and all of that, that's cool. Like, I hear you, but I'm just saying it's changed. And that the themes of what we were talking about were definitely more productive than what the fuck y'all talking about today.
Can you name me an artist that was productive and talk positive? I can't.
Public Enemy.
The fact that he had to ask to name an artist shows you how much they don't fucking know, bro. I don't know. When I was growing up, we were just curious. We wanted to see what was the big deal about what our moms and them liked, or what our big brothers and them liked. We wanted to see. And if you don't think that, if you're asking them to name you a positive artist, you ain't listening. You don't know hip hop, bro. You never heard Dear Mama? It's like there's something happened with our generation where that continuation of knowledge and appreciation has got broken. And these young cats don't know nothing, bro. Jesus Christ.
Public Enemy.
All right.
KRS-One.
That's 2.
Huh?
We got
Brand Nubian. Tribe Called Quest. De La Soul.
Wu-Tang. They're positive?
Yeah.
No, they was not.
Yeah, come on.
They were positive?
Yeah, they definitely.
Wu-Tang was real. Real can be positive or negative, but real is always positive, bro. You have no idea what you're talking about. They was talking about real shit. I grew up on the crime side, New York Times side, staying alive with no job. See, being positive doesn't necessarily mean you're just saying, hey, go to school. Being positive is also saying, hey, if you do this shit, this way it could lead you. You could be fucked up. You could be in jail. You could I made these decisions out of desperation, but man, I mean, even in that song, Spectre Deck said to teach the truth to the young black youth. He said he want to run around smoking cess, drinking. He said smoking cess, drinking beer, but ain't trying to hear what I'm kicking in his ear. Respected for now, but Joe. He said neglected for now, but Joe. It got to be expected that the life is hectic. Yeah, you want to be in the streets? It's fucked up. It's hectic. Nigga, that's positive, goofy. He didn't even get that when he heard it. All he heard was cash rules everything around me. Cream. He didn't hear nothing. Dumb, deaf, and blind, man.
We had positive
Who was back then?
messages in this shit.
Who was from the
Who you got positive right now?
We got Corday.
Corday.
J. Cole. He's
All you're going to say is J. Cole,
J.I.D.
Kendrick, and that's about it.
And you notice what I told y'all earlier. Who's allowed to be positive? You got J. Cole and Corday, 2 biracial rappers. They're given a grace that the phenotype that look like this is not given no more. We got to rap ooga booga dumb shit. But these racially ambiguous guys, they can rap about whatever the fuck they want to rap. They can be vulnerable. They can be thought-provoking. You got to watch the game. The game is slick. I'm paying attention. I hope y'all paying attention.
There was nobody positive back in the old days. DMX wasn't positive.
He said there was nobody positive. DMX made a song called Slipping. Falling, I can't get up. He made a song called They Don't Know Who We Be. Like DMX had a lot of introspective music. It's not all about happy music. It's about real thoughts and real emotions and introspection as well. DMX did that a lot. These young cats don't know what the fuck they talking about. Let's keep
That wasn't positive.
What's so hilarious?
Snoop
when they
Dogg.
say old days,
Niggas with attitude.
DMX.
They wasn't niggas
It's
with
the
kindness.
old days.
They wasn't
That's
niggas
what's so
with
sad.
They wasn't niggas with kindness. They were niggas with attitude, right? Ice-T, Cop Killer. Oh man, that's
Right,
woo,
right.
that's a sweet song, Cop Killer.
The fact that he's arguing about cop killers showed you how culturally out of touch this little nigga is. Yeah, on the surface it's negative. You think he just made songs about just killing cops? No, it was a social response to the attack or the feeling of being attacked by the police. So it was a cultural reaction to saying, hey, we don't like what you're doing. You're terrorizing the community. So it was an outlier song, an extreme response to a social conditioning. Niggas is dumb as hell. Fuck the police didn't come because we just hate the police because they're doing their job. No, it was a response to unfair treatment by the police to the black community. He has no idea of none of this shit. This is who be curating rap. This is who telling people making these lists of who's the top 10, 20 rappers. These motherfuckers.
All right,
that's when hip hop. It's funny that you naming all this shit because that's when hip hop started to go crazy corporate. That's when corporations said, you know what? Instead of selling this conscious music where they're talking shit against us, let's fucking take this music and use it against them. So we see that, hey, somebody like NWA, they're rhyming about, they're saying fuck the police, but they're also talking about shooting niggas and all this type of shit, all this negative shit. Let's push that algorithm. Let's make that more popular. And that's the way corporation and the whole music industry.
These little niggas have no idea. There's a dope ass documentary on hip hop called Hip Hop, I think Evolution. It's on Netflix. Y'all got children, young nephews, nieces, watch that shit with them. It says a lot. It teaches, it gives you a good, it's like hip hop for dummies. Like if you don't know nothing, it's a great starting point. I co-sign that documentary to the fullest. The best one I've ever seen. But yeah, these cats don't really know the history of this genre.
Started to change based upon what the corporations now felt wanted to be pushed out there, as opposed to what we were doing organically. See, when I was out, there was all kind of different hip hop. If you wanted to get on some negative shit, you had your negative hip hop. If you want to be conscious, you could do that. You had your funny hip hop, fucking Bismarcky and shit like that. Like you had all different kind of genres that you could go to without having to be bombarded with just basically.
But the one that made the most money and was more popular was the gangster music.
No, not
That's 'cause of the
necessarily.
people.
And what I'm saying is that happened when the corporations took over, young man.
I don't believe that. I believe the people love that.
I don't believe that. And that's the dark part. Our people have been so fucked over that we don't even believe that positivity can be the dominant force musically. That's how fucked up our young people are now. They can't even fathom a time where positive music sold and was successful. If you think about it, most music in the history of the world is positive. Most music is positive. So positive music sells all the time. Most general songs of any genre is positive. Just think about it. The average song that's out is a song probably about love or feeling good. Most music is positive. I don't think people want to hear that. That's stupid. We got another super chat. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for love. Shout out to, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Shout out, I'm going to just say Zambi2376. Said, how can you argue with Lord Jamar? He was there. This little boy is a big goofy, very ignorant. Absolutely. But this the era. That's why when I had these conversations online, I'm not surprised. It's like, we got adult Gen Zers, which are like in their 40s, but they still got the mindset of these young motherfuckers. Like they just argue just to argue. They don't care. They just the spirit of the contrarian. We're just contrarians. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope. But they don't have nothing to back what they're saying. It's just, I don't believe you, and that's what it is. But that's what happens when the foundation of your people is religion and belief. Because you can have as much examples and evidence of a fact, but if they don't believe it, don't matter. When belief overrides conclusion, you're fucked. And it's what it produces. Well, I don't believe you. It don't matter if you believe me or not. Belief is not required. Either it happened or it didn't. Let's go.
I got old people in my family. And
it's not about what you believe. It's about what the facts are, sir.
No one hears and listens to the good guy rappers. Even back in the old days. My parents are old as hell. They don't like old school, nice hip hop. They like the gangster hip hop. I'm just saying.
My next claim is that in my era, hip hop was a talent show. Nowadays, hip hop is a pop.
Let's just think about this. This is how stupid he sounds. One of the biggest selling rap artists of all time wasn't negative at all, and that's MC Hammer. Hammer at one point was the biggest artist in the world, y'all. We got to pray just to make it today. I say we pray. Pray, pray, pray. That was one of his singles. He was selling tens of millions of records. What the fuck is this little nigga talking about? That was in the 80s and 90s. Michael Jackson, probably one of the most positive artists of all time. He sold almost, hundreds of, come on, we just seen what his movie did. Positive music, regardless of genre, sells because most people are not gangsters, so most people can't relate to that, dumbass. This is the generation. This is what they be saying. Let's go.
Popularity contest. Prove me wrong.
Hi.
I'm gonna rewind
Coco.
it. Okay, let's go back to what he said.
My next claim is that in my era, hip hop was a talent show. Nowadays, hip hop is a popularity contest.
Facts.
Prove me wrong.
Hi.
Hey, Coco.
What's up?
The head.
Now, when I seen the blonde hair, I already knew what was coming. I've never had an intelligent dialogue with anybody. I'm just being real. I've never had intelligent dialogue with any woman that look like this. I'm not saying they don't exist, but every woman I've talked to who had that hairstyle never went well. I don't know what it is about that blonde. Like that's some. It's funny she talking about that. That's some 95. That's. I'm going down Mary right there. That's My Life, Mary. That's Players Club. You know, that's some old shit. But I've never had a real dialogue with anybody look like that. But let's see. Maybe she's the exception to the rule. Let's go.
Shaker. You almost messed your hair up, but okay. What's good?
I'm good.
So yes, my era, I'm just gonna reiterate. I say that my era had more talented artists, more original artists, more lyrical artists, more profound artists. And the way they got on was through displaying their talent.
Now the words you mentioned, right? This is how you could tell if they even know what these words mean. He said lyrical and profound. He said lyrical and profound. Let's look up the word profound because I don't think she knows what that means. Profound. Of a state, quality, or emotion, very great or intense. Of a person or statement having or showing great knowledge or insight. At form or extending to a great depth, very deep. So his statement, based on the definition of profound, is accurate. Let's see if she understands.
It's all about, you don't have to be super dope. Like somebody like a Gucci Mane, he don't, to me, he's not a dope rapper, but he's popular. You see what I'm saying? So you got a lot of people out here who are not as talented, but they're famous because of their popularity. Tell me.
Okay, so first of all, talent is relative. So I feel like it is. So a lot of the artists back.
Talent is not relative. See, this is the era where you can be a dog, a man can be a woman. Like I just seen a clip the other day, man. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna do a new lineup, a new short series I'm gonna do called "It's Over." Hope nobody take that. I'm surprised somebody do. You heard it here first. Well, this fat white girl, man. She's on the ground with a fucking fake tail of some furry ears barking. And a fucking German Shepherd almost bit her fucking face off. Because being a dog is subjective. Talent is subjective. No, it's not. It has a definition. But this is the era. This is the believer in the field. This is the belief. Even though we out of the age of belief, with the age of Pisces, we out that era. We in the age of Aquarius now, I believe. So it's not about what you believe. It's about what you know. Talent has a conclusion, has a definition. Everything has to feel. That doesn't feel like the answer. Let's look up what talent means, since it's subjective. Talent. An innate natural aptitude or special ability to do something exceptionally well. So maybe she's right. I guess if not saying nothing is a talent, then they do that very well. So if the criteria is not saying anything or saying what the fuck you want to say, then she's right. But this is where she's wrong. We're talking about hip hop, where talent is subjective, is conclusive, and either you have it or you fucking don't. Let's see what she had to say.
Back then were very ABC, nursery rhyme. They weren't even that talented. Couldn't dance. Couldn't.
Did y'all know what she just said?
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
She said they were ABC nursery rhyme and couldn't dance. That's her rebut to a man saying we had more positivity and more profound. He said more lyrical artists and more profound. And she said y'all was ABC rappers who couldn't fucking dance. I would love to know where she's from.
You know, it's very.
Whoa. Okay, so hang on a second. ABC. So would you say someone like Rakim was ABC?
No, Rakim was a very good storyteller. So
Rakim was a very good story. That's just she heard that somewhere. She ain't never heard that nigga rap. She knows that when people like Nas and Big and Jay and them come up, they just associate with the storyteller. So that's her rebuttal. Like, yo, they was good storyteller. That's what they say. It was more than that. You never listen to none of that nigga's music. You don't know nothing about no fucking Rakim. He was a good storyteller.
He was a lyricist. People like Nas, Big Daddy Kane.
Great storyteller. Okay, but look at what we have today. We have rappers who have other talents as well. They produce themselves. They act.
Who? Even though rappers been doing that. Like, what is she talking about? What does acting and producing got to do with being a great hip hop artist?
They can create their whole own project with very little help from others.
What is she talking about? This is somebody who probably got mad followers. Let's look her up. No, we got to find out who she is. Who is this person? Coco Banks. Let's look up her. Let's look her up. Who is she? Who is this woman? Metal punk sing. She's a metal punk sing rapper. She does it all. Exactly. I would love to know where she's from. Yeah, let's go, man.
So we have Kanye West. We have Wu-Tang is a little.
And Kanye came out in the 90s. He was producing in the late 90s, and his blueprint for his music was a 90s hip hop blueprint. So that was a horrible example. That's how you know they don't understand what the fuck they talking
Probably
about.
in the middle.
Yeah, Wu-Tang is more of my generation.
Okay, but he's still doing stuff with people from our era too.
Yeah, that's okay. But
Kanye is our era. Kanye is 45 years old. What are you talking about, lady? He came out in the 90s as a producer and came out with his album in 2004. What is she talking about?
Jay-Z will do something from people from your era, but they're still from our era. We're not saying that there aren't some talented people in their era. I'm saying my era.
You see, people like her, it's like they're not even arguing exactly, Pete. No understanding at all. She's not even talking about what he's talking about. Like, she's 100%, 100 miles an hour in a topic that's irrelevant to what he's saying. But this is the world we live in.
It was more about talent than it was about popularity as a whole.
I'm not saying that y'all don't have. People were popping because they were popular back then. They were on the street freestyling.
They got popular, but
what the hell is? Didn't I tell y'all? I'm telling y'all, I've never heard no intelligent statements come from nobody that looked like her. I just never have in my life. I never have. It's at this point, like, he's better than me. It'd be hard for me to even engage in. Once I start hearing how it go, it'd be like, that's why y'all see me, I be dropping people. It's like, I see that we about to drive into a brick wall at 100 miles an hour. I'm about to get out this car, and you're going to crash by your motherfucking self. I'm not riding the car with you. You're driving off a cliff at a million miles per hour, and you blasting some music while you're doing it. I'm getting the fuck out of here. She is on a whole, it was rappers popular back then. They were popular because they freestyle. So they was popular because what the fuck is you talking about? Are you trying to say that rappers were popular? Rappers got popular because their music was good. You can get popular because you're popular, and from your popularity, they're going to make you make music. That's two different concepts. Biggie was popular after Ready to Die came out. Tupac was popular after he did the movie, after he made the music. Jay-Z got popular after he made music. Nas got popular after Illmatic. Like, the popularity came after the contribution. What the fuck is she talking about? But hey, the blonde hair never fails.
Because they were on the street freestyling. And that's how they became popular. If you were on the street freestyling and you was whack, you're not going to become popular.
Please, with the theatrics. Seriously. Seriously.
I'm like,
No. You're being disrespectful now. For real.
I got this.
Relax, sir. When it's your fucking turn, you'll get your turn. But she's up here right now. All this hemming and hawing. It's just relax.
Right. So I would say these days, it's not just about popularity because it can be someone who we don't even know what they look like. If their song goes off from repeated plays, if people just like what they're hearing, then that is talent. That's not popularity. It's talent. So how do you, when the last time?
That's definitely popularity because where all my scamming ass niggas is blowing up. Is she talented? See, what this generation don't understand is if somebody push shit hard enough, long enough, it's just going to take on life because it's just pushed to you. And all it takes is a certain person to just co-sign it and then boom. And most people are not thinking, they're just reacting. I guess it's hot. They like it. They bumping it. It's the shit now. There's no pushback. So we think numbers equate to value because mad people hit like. So that must be as dope, must mean it's dope. Not necessarily, because when you get to know most people and see how they think, they're not even aware of themselves. So their point don't even count. That's why I hate to say it, and I don't agree. That's why you see these people trying to cut off people from voting because they understand the concept that if they don't respect your mindset, they don't want your opinion to matter. So a lot of dumb people saying something is hot don't mean it's hot. And that's the argument Lord Jamar is making, that this blonde-haired woman doesn't understand. Let's keep going.
So you went to.
And when you say ABC, y'all got more ABC rappers today
And it's innovative,
than
though.
we had back when hip-hop first started.
It's
what do you mean
untraditional rhyme
innovative
structures.
how?
It's sounds that we have not heard before. It's mumble rap. It's all these things that, yeah.
She's arguing for mumble rap. To mumble is to not be understood. It's to speak in a way that's intelligible. And she's arguing it as if it's a progression in sound. This is where we at.
Okay, so
who the fuck?
It's
You don't even understand what they're saying, and you
That's
think it's
good. Why do we have to? Why do we have to know?
That's good that we don't understand what they're saying. I always take it back to the church. Because when they go, hold up, how did she do that? They don't know what the fuck they saying, but it's good. It makes sense. So peep this. The first mumble rappers was the Christians. How about that? They mumbling, but it makes sense. It's the power of God. It's all that shit. So once they legitimized non-utterance and gibberish, it done bled into rap. Now it's cool to mumble everywhere. You see how this shit go? It all starts with that cross. The mindset, the things that are allowed, the things that are ignored in that place of worship bleeds into our lives. It's a deep, profound ignorance and a resistance for conclusive thought. That shit is built in the black church. But let's go.
Why do we have to know? Because it's untraditional. It's different. It's getting the people going. Yeah, see, that's hard. That's hard. Put a beat to that.
How can I have a conversation if you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about?
Well, music isn't a conversation.
It is a
music
conversation.
Is an expression. Music is expression.
An expression of what? Music expresses real life. People listen to music to get some inspiration or understanding of their life and others to a beat. She said music is not a conversation, but hip hop is. Now, maybe instrumental music isn't, maybe classical music where there's no lyrics. Yes, we're talking about hip hop. These people are stupid. The blonde hair never fails.
That's where somebody gassed you up with this corporate white fucking idea of what hip hop should be. Oh, it's just a feeling. It's just a vibe. That's not what original fucking hip hop is supposed to be about.
So
it's supposed.
Shout out to the brother. Another super chat. Mumble rap, how is this even possible? I live in Belgium. We will never disrespect artists that make music for us. It only happens in the USA, sadly. That's a fucking fact. That's a fact. That's why artists, legendary hip-hop artists can go to Belgium right now and sell out. That's why Wu-Tang could tour Europe and Germany, because other races of people, they venerate the classic sounds in Black artists. They try to reproduce the classic sounds of the 80s, the 90s, 70s, classic funk, classic soul, classic hip-hop. They want to reproduce that. That's what they try to do. That's why somebody from Belgium can say that. This is crazy. Let's go.
To be about what you're saying. What you're saying matters.
Yes,
and you can't just
as
mumble
artist,
your way through a fucking song.
As an artist,
fucking
you put that beat on, and this is what that artist has to say. This is what they feel like saying.
And if he...
You're not saying anything because you're mumbling. They don't understand words. He said the artists have something to say. If you're mumbling, we don't know what you have to say. If you're mumbling, we're learning how you feel. We don't know what you got to say. We don't know what's on your mind. We know you feel a way. If I hear somebody groaning and complaining, I know you feel a way. What you feel, I don't know clearly. But if you just like, I know you feel something. What it is, I have no idea. Because you're fucking mumbling. That's why they say it with your chest or speak up so we can hear you clearly. Like, this is basic grammar. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It feels like saying nothing. That's okay.
Yeah, why not?
You're obviously older than all of these guys here.
Yeah, he had to get her.
So
up
I don't know
there.
what your problem is.
She had to get, as you can see, the blonde hair is undefeated, man. Undefeated. I would, if you show me someone that looks like that has something intelligent to say. Show me that shit. I've never seen it. We already seen this guy. I want to fast forward to when he speaks to the white boy. Unfortunately, he was the only one that had a concise. Just look at how the black people handled Jamar, and look how the white people talk.
At the 10% that fit that narrative, you can find that. But the vast majority of people recognize where hip hop has come from, and they built on that, and they recognize it.
I think that's the bite.
My name's AJ.
AJ,
it's nice to talk to you, sir.
Hey, there's a dope.
Look how he came on. He said, "My name is AJ. It's nice to talk to you, sir." Man, respectful. Just see the difference. And the problem is, they've made it very uncomfortable in this country to be an intelligent and be a well-mannered, well-spoken black person. You have to really kind of go out of your way to do that. They've made it very convenient for our people to be disgruntled, and they've made it very convenient for people of other races to just lean into their intelligence and lean into their intellectual character. And that's why it's so easy for them to be so respectful, because they're respected for being respectful. Our people don't even respect each other for being that. But that's another conversation. Let's go. Let's keep watching.
Hip-hop song from my era called AJ Scratch. You ever heard of it?
I haven't.
You should Google that motherfucker.
Okay.
AJ. Yeah, produced by Curtis Blow. Anyway, go ahead.
I want to start with some points of agreement.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
No. I feel like, hip hop started as like a voice for the voiceless, like for the oppressed, like, in the black community.
No one said that but the white boy. None of them said that. Oh, we like gangster shit. Oh, positivity. But the white boy said hip hop started as a voice for the voiceless and speak for the oppressed in the black community. See, when white folks study a genre, they study it from the rooter to the tutor. They understand standards. They don't study the bullshit. They go straight to the classical. They want to know, they want to master something. He knows that. Anybody who really takes hip-hop serious knows that's the foundational principle. But he's a European. None of the black people said none of that shit. Sad. Let's keep going.
Like you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And as it's become more mainstream, you can argue, as you have, that like the product has been like more diluted, that like it's lost some of its, cultural identity. And, especially with the rise of streaming and the algorithm in recent years, like a lot of that is more, there isn't like a human element to that, especially now when you're adding like AI to it. Like you have like AI on Spotify is like recommending stuff like that.
Why does this boy know this and we don't? He ain't been talking 5 minutes and already gave a baseline that Lord Jamar respects him in conversation because he came in the right way. But the Negro is trying to tell him, oh, no, it ain't like that. Oh, we just niggas. Oh, it don't matter. Fuck that. That's the Stone Age. He called it the Stone Age. This young boy is he's reverence. He has a respect for hip hop because hip hop ain't no fucking joke. That's the problem. See, this new era and a lot of Southern artists made this shit a joke. It's just not that serious. You ain't got to rap. And I like Jeezy. What that nigga Jeezy say? Rapping ass nigga, you better do numbers. I ain't gotta rap. I'ma do numbers. And I love Jeezy. But that was a fucked up line because it was true. And it's a shame that somebody, he probably like, he look like he might be Jewish or something. He has more of a reverence for the essence of the game than our own people. This is crazy.
That's crazy to me. And like just as you know, the audience, the consumer base is
Spotify
becoming
is recommending stuff, and that's ultimately AI recommending something.
AI streaming. You could talk about like the impact of some social media. You could talk about the consumer becoming whiter and more corporate, and just like the rise of corporate power in America over the last few decades. 100%. Like we like agree on all that, but I think you'd also have to argue that like there is a positive to hip hop becoming like a global cultural phenomenon at the same time. I mean,
yes,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
You have to say, you know, like for it becoming global, there are places around the world where they have used hip hop as, you know, what it was originally intended for. It's a voice for the voiceless.
What it was originally intended for, a voice for the voiceless. Why does he know that they don't? The Jewish boy got to tell us that shit. And I don't know if he's a Jew. I'm just assuming, but God damn. God damn. Shout out to the brother.
Vegetarian terrarium. Oh, what the hell?
I had to tell you, I don't know what that was about. Got to watch these buttons. He said, our people want to lower the bar as opposed to meeting and rising above expectations. You see it in schools and at work every day, man. Absolutely. We need the world. See, this is why I push back on the FBA argument. This is why. I understand the argument, and it's true. A lot of coaches come over here, they take advantage, they try to flip-flop and all that. Absolutely. But the reason why I'm not just dependent strictly on FBA people is because of conversations like this right here. Our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And we need to realize the impact of our culture and how it affected other people, and they have more reverence for it than our own fucking people do. So trying to cut off other people, they might bring back cultures and bring back appreciations for things that our people don't even appreciate no more. So you need them to help you, because these niggas don't want to do that shit. They think lyricism is stupid. They think the 70s and 80s and that music is Stone Age music, even though it's used to sell stuff to this day. From burgers to cars to shoes to clothes to kitty litter. They be selling medicine with hip hop and R&B from the 90s. Like, come on, man. Oh, Ozempic. That's an old song. Oh, it's magic. You know. These are old records that's still selling items and products today. It was a special time back then when it comes to music. But people of the world venerate that era. Our people don't give a fuck about the shit. So this FBA shit, I get it. But our people don't be knowing what time it is at all.
For example, like there's a pretty sizable hip hop community in Palestine. I mean, like these are like some of the most oppressed people in the world. They're using hip hop to get their voice out there. I mean, that's the original.
Using hip hop to get their voice out there under oppression.
Original intent, even if like it has separated from the cultural identity of it starting with Black Americans, it's gone global and it's like still using what it was originally intended for, to be a voice for the voice.
At times, yes.
Okay.
But more times than not, you see, because that's kind of anecdotal, but more times than not, it's being used to sell merchandise, and being commercials and stuff like that, or to poison the minds with some bullshit. Like more times than not, it's being used for some sort of corporate, corporate means other than the type of means that you're talking about. For instance, I had a group that I put out back in the days called Dead Prez. You might be
for sure,
right? So when they first came out, they had we had this tape, and they had this one song called "Food, Clothing, and Shelter." And when we were looking on the charts of where that shit was charting at, one of the spots around the world was in Serbia, right? Wow. And there was a fucking war or some shit going on in Serbia at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like a song like Food, Clothes, and Shelter and Happiness and all that type of shit really resonated. So I understand what you're saying about hip hop reaching worldwide, and I'm not opposed to that. I've been all over the world because of hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? And I've been in Germany with all white dudes in the crowd.
Yeah.
That 40 years prior, all of them motherfuckers would have been in the Hitler Youth or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And now they're jumping up and down talking about brand Nubian brand. You know what I mean? Loving Black conscious music.
Yeah. Well, where I would push back though is like talking about, I would separate kind of the blog era, like from like the late like 2000s to like the early 2010s to like now. So like now in the last few years, last like 10 years or so, I'd say there's a lot of all the problems that we're talking about, streaming becoming like a lot more influential, AI, TikTok, etc. But during the blog era, you had a lot of artists who they put digital mixtapes on the internet, and you had like the blogs cover them. They got a lot of buzz from that, and they could like use that leverage before they even got a deal. They built up a fan base on the internet. Mm-hmm. So I mean, isn't that they were really more connected to the fans arguably than like any other time? I mean, if you're talking about back in the 90s, I mean, just like comparing the journalism, the music blogs, which were so influential in the 2010s.
90s blogs, you're saying?
No, I'm talking about in the 2010s, like compared that to like The Source, where it's like, it's really, there was a lot of like industry politics in that, more so than the blogs, and the mixtape era was like more for the fan.
It became industry politics. You see what I'm saying? Like everything starts, yes, y'all will say evolution or whatever the case may be, even though that's a whole other concept. But yes, things morph into other things. You see what I'm saying? Like The Source started as a great fucking magazine that really represented hip hop, that was by real hip hop fans.
Did you see how the first intelligent dialogue he had on the show was with somebody else, man? He knew about The Source, like he had historical hip hop references. All they had was jokes and dumbass little anecdotal criticism. Like this is fucked up, bro.
And it had a great outlook, but over time, money and all of that started to infect it. And then it became
100%. That's a negative of that era, because like you had, albums that were supposed to get 5 mics that didn't get 5 mics, and vice versa. Like, I mean, and like the music blogs like on the internet in our era, I mean, this led to like all of the artists that like from our generation that like we praise. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Tyler the Creator, all these people who absolutely like do have a positive message, who aren't like towing like the super corporate line that you're talking about. All of them came from the blog era. They came from like directly engaging with the fans versus, the Source. I mean, there was a lot more politics in that compared to in our era.
Okay. It's like, I'm going to be honest, like as far as
exactly. That says a lot, the state of Black America. The white young man knows because he will be the one to mine our culture. Like where this shit is at right now, the next wave of dope hip hop artists is probably going to be on the label of somebody that look like him. Because we so busy shining the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da shit. You know what I mean? Outside of TDE, I don't know a black label that's really pushing out like quality, like hip hop. And we don't know it to sign it, to know what it sounds like. But this white boy know.
Bloggers and all of that, I'm not, I wasn't into that type of shit. Like, and then you got to go into now, who are these bloggers? Where do they come from? What's their point of view? And
that's a fair point by Jamal, because what the white boy was saying is, prior to the streaming era, it was people who was getting organic looks from independent bloggers who had opinions on hip hop. But then, to agree with Lord Jamal, who are these people? Because this is also the rise of the people like Anthony Fantano. Look him up. And I agree with him a lot of times. Sometimes I don't. DJ Academics. These people who are self-proclaimed curators. that was able to just come out, and because they do it consistently, they became official curators. But it's like they don't really have no skin in the game of hip hop. They just constantly post. So you do something consistently in this era, you become that because you always talk about it, even though you may not know what you're talking about. But because you're consistently speaking on something, you become an aficionado. That's just the era we live in now.
Again, I'm saying talent-wise, when you look pound for pound, yes, there are talented people in your era.
100%.
But when you really talk about the golden era of hip-hop, when you talk about, from a Run DMC to LL Cool J to, Biz Markie, Kane, Rakim, like Nas, like all these Biggie, Tupac, like my era is like overrun with super talented.
Now you're gonna say though that like we're only mentioning like a couple people and so, but like I'm putting Kendrick like in the same league as all those people that you just named.
That, but what I'm saying is look how many I can name from my era.
Exactly.
Whereas as far as talent wise, there's a few go-tos that y'all can go to, but it's not as many.
And they're the biggest people of our era though.
And we had groups. Like that's another thing.
Yeah, the biggest, but this way he lose me, young bro. Yeah, it's the biggest people, but it's just 3 of them. You had at least 20 to 30 dope artists all over the country that all made classic material at least once or twice. Sometimes some people made 3 or 4 bodies of work. Like, where's the classic albums at? Where are they?
Like, there's been a lot of dissection of people, of the camaraderie that used to be, the Furious Five, De La Soul, Triple. Those are groups. Some of the best hip hop came from groups. But as money and corporations came into it, people started going solo because they don't want to share the money and split things up. And people started having creative differences. And now today, you'd be hard pressed to talk about groups and besides the Migos or, I don't even know really too many groups besides the Migos.
100% groups for more combat. What I'm saying is that, I mean, if we're talking about, all right, it's all good. I'll come back.
Thank you for showing them how to be respectful when you do. It doesn't have to be a fight, guys. We're just debating.
Doesn't have to be a fight. But it's sad that came from the European. So I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to stay, if anybody want to join the conversation real quick, you can. I'm not going to be on too much longer. As y'all can see, something is extremely wrong with the culture. What culture are we going to have if the only thing we can unify on is police brutality and that's it? How can you expect somebody to respect your culture when the landmark artists and the landmark cultural events, the landmark speakers and influences throughout history has been discarded by your people? And you want the world to respect you. Well, you don't even give a fuck about the people that made you respectable. Dope artists make people look at you differently. Like, well, maybe they're not that ignorant. That was a pretty profound song. Maybe we do need to invest in this area. We do need to invest in these kids. They have potential. They have intelligence. That shit over with. You know what I'm saying? Got our first guest. Peace, bro. What's going on?
Hey, brother. What's going on? Is my vocals all right? Is it too loud?
Sound good. Yeah.
Okay. So I was the cat commenting as Black Wall Street odds. You were putting me up. All right. That's like a separate imprint that I'm working on. Now, the reason why I'm calling you, because you're going to some stuff that needs to be discussed, right? We got to discuss it at a certain way.
Appreciate it.
So I'm a hip hop head and I'm from New York, Queens specifically. And I was able to see a lot of what the hip hop generationally, we're able to see exactly what it did and what it's doing. The issue with the younger cast discussing this is that when you look at it racially, the fact that white cat was able to break down things in a certain way, being fair about exactly what the new stuff, the new platforming, the streaming, he was very methodical about it. He wasn't in his feelings, right? But this whole thing about using terms like old head and old school, that's got to stop, right? Because you're not going to call an 83-year-old Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger. You're not going to call him an old head. He's going. Matter of fact, the Stones are going to continue going out and making money. They are an institution, right? Van Halen is an institution. The Led Zeppelin's an institution. The Beatles are half dead, but they're still alive in quotes, if you know what I mean. You will see black and whites when it comes to this music thing are steered in different directions intentionally. So these younger people, they have to knock it off with that's dated, that's old. We don't really get down that way. You are throwing away your legacy. When he tried to explain the positive edge of Wu-Tang, you have to understand something. I did a video on this, and I would implore your audience to check this out, because there's other sides to this stuff that's very deep. Wu-Tang is distinct for a number of reasons. Just their rhyme schemes have affected people globally. When GZA can sit down with Neil deGrasse Tyson and
talk
break
about
down
quantum physics through rap.
Yes, that's a whole. I don't see Little Uzi, or Kodak Black having that conversation, right? And mind you, Kodak Black really isn't who he is either, because if you go back to his early incarnation,
lyrical.
He was doing something kind of like a Tribe Called Quest thing.
Yep.
Same thing with Sexy Red. Sexy Red, you go back into her history, she was looking like a straighter looking woman, like a preppy. She had a preppy look and was holding hands with a white boy in one of her videos. This is way before, all that nasty stuff that she's doing now. So these people are not exactly who they are. They will do what is necessary to get put on. When they first come on, they're not how they actually present themselves. So we don't know just how truthful any of this stuff is, right? But going back to Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang is distinct for a couple of things. Number one, pay close attention to how they were brought up for the halftime for the Knicks. They energized that team, right? And the cross promotion was genius. People didn't look at that. It was Woo York Knicks. Intentionally. That brand is worth about $50 to $100 million 30 years later. Their business plan where RZA is at the top, where that's independent. See, this is being done 30 years later. They did it. They did what they did. It predates certain things. So Wu-Tang as a band is independent, while the other groups, the other members are satellites with corporations.
Facts.
That was never done before.
Nope.
They also came out, if you remember, about 10 years ago, they sold one record for $2 million as a work of art. And then it was resold for $4 million. No one ever did that before. That predates NFTs. So the Wu-Tang strategy is something that can sincerely be studied in a college course. For real. Something else I have to make note. I'm doing a video on this, and much of Black YouTube, while they're talking about relationships and BS and weaves and hairlines, Ice Cube's Big 3 went public the same day as SpaceX went public. Ice Cube's Big 3 is the only sports league, that is public. Black people should be investing in and he did this for this intentionally, for Black people to get around and invest in something that is Black owned. Matter of fact, in 2 years, because Cube is from LA, in 2 years, they're going to have the LA Olympics over there. And the big 3-on-3 basketball is going to be at the Olympics, which means that Big 3 now goes global. Now that's what our school has done. Nas is doing Queensbridge Ventures, where he got up on Ring and Uber and all that stuff. See, these guys are very smart guys. LL Cool J, they can't stop giving him money. LL Cool J has been relevant since 1983.
83.
So you can't, these people are institutionalized, right? But if Black people do not hover around these people and understand that not only is it money involved in this, but it's your legacy. Because music, the money is in the legacy of the music. that ringtone music, that Hurricane Chris stuff that was going on like 15 years ago, where is it now? No one knows that stuff is now. You can invest in Mama Knocked You Out, because that's going to be in a film. You see what I'm saying? This is what I hate to pitch this. I got to say it because I'm obsessed with Black Wall Street Odds at YouTube. We just small channel. I'm studying every nook and cranny that Black people are missing financially over culture. When you say things like Black Twitter and people get hyped up about Black Twitter, Black, especially ADOS, pardon me, ADOS or FBA, let's got to be specific now. We put what's called the grease in the greens. When we put our label on something, it gets popular, it gets hot like fire. That's what it means to be a Black American, and everybody knows it. This is not dissing the Pan-Africanists. It's not dissing, but when they think about a Black person, they think about Black America. They think about Harlem. They think about St. Louis. They think about Chicago. They're not thinking about Nigeria.
You're right, but this is my pushback to that. Right?
Sure, go ahead.
Those people on the show, those were FBA people, man. You know what I'm saying? Those were foundational Black Americans as far as we know. And I think there's a disconnect. I think the timing of the FBA conversation is a little off, because I agree with the concept. I agree with people coming and cosplaying as us and taking away shit. But at the same time, we have more of an appreciation for our classical standardized cultures from other people than our own. It's our own that we got to argue with about the legacy of Michael Jackson, the impact of lyricism, the impact of 70s soul music. We have to argue with our own people about that shit. And I just feel like it's such a unique time where the world is going like this to us, and our own are pushing us away, and we're trying to connect with what's pushing us so much. I'm like this. We should connect with anybody who's willing to work with us. That's genuine. Because if we just going to sit back and wait for FBA, we might be waiting a long time, brother. Not saying they all like that, but the damage they did on our people is so vast that it's hard to connect with them. We just seen an example of all these FBA people arguing with Lord Jamar about what hip hop is. The white boy came respectful. He said hip hop's foundation is about speaking for the oppressed. That's the first thing he said. None of them said that shit. So what's your perspective to that sentiment?
Well, first of all, with Black folks, unfortunately, there is a grift that's going on, and it's to our disadvantage. In other words, keeping us, we think it's cute not to know. You know, Chris Rock did this in a skit where he said, N-words love not to know. We think it's cool when you come on. Look, I call myself Afro nerd, and I speak a certain way, right? So when I go on, many black YouTube channels get this lame off just by me speaking. There's a couple of words in. It's like, this guy, right? Because I don't speak a certain kind of way, right? I'm just as black as everybody else. I have my house.
I love the way you speak, so you good over here,
bro. I appreciate that. And all it is I'm just coming with the information. All we got, the issue is that the Black folks historically have been put in a certain position because the information is belittled, or Goofy is popping. Okay, see, here we go. All right.
He's not agreeing. He just echoing our sentiments. He don't agree.
Okay, I hope so. So what I'm saying is, and I want folks, your listeners, to listen to me closely. There's a thing about keeping us off balance and keeping the information like speculative. Like, well, certain things didn't happen in history. We can never talk about our history, right? Our history is where the money is. Even if you don't want to be, altruistic, it's about being accurate information. This hip hop thing, if we're not careful, is going to go the way of what rock music went, because rock music was black music. Rock music was black music. Now we're so far removed from that. You have Black folks that think, oh, that's that white stuff. When no, Jimi Hendrix and Little Richard and Bo Diddley were the architects of this stuff. Big Mama Thornton was the architect of what we now see as white music. So it's happening again, where I like Eminem. I think he's skilled, but he's going to be the Elvis, and he even said it on Wax himself. He's going to be positioned as Elvis. They're going to take away our culture. So that young man that was speaking, as I said in the chat room, yeah, he knows it, because I'm seeing Instagram where you see middle-aged white men dissecting, ironically, Wu-Tang lyrics on how sophisticated it is. The white man is, I kid you not. There are a number of white social media people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that are breaking down that classic hip hop music lyrically to their white sons the way that maybe 20 years, 30 years ago, Miles Davis and Coltrane were broken down in a certain way.
Or, and if I don't see that, like there's another, I don't know if the little boy in Detroit's name is Ace. I don't know if you've seen him. He has a white mother and a black dad. Mm-hmm. All this little boy listened to is 90s, 80s, and 70s music, to the point where he don't even like, he's like 6 years old.
Oh yeah, well that's how you do it.
All these songs. I don't know what it is with our people, but even when I meet certain women and I meet certain young people, they get bored from thoroughness. It's like they don't even see the point of a lyrical song with a concept. It doesn't even resonate with them. It's not even, they don't even want to talk about it. And it's like, that's why I say when it comes back to the FBA thing, if we're just dependent on those people alone, we're not going to progress. Not saying you should discard those people, but it's a difference between saying, hey, I'm holding you accountable for cosplaying. But if you can be intelligent, if you can apologize, you can see the error of your ways. I think we have to move beyond that, because we cannot just depend on our constituents because they don't have a passion for the culture as other cultures may have. And I think we need to compartmentalize our gripes. You have one gripe. Okay, you come over here and you socially and economically cosplay. That's true. Let's deal with that. Because we're from the same area. I'm from Newark. You're from Queens, 20, 30 minutes away. We grew up around nothing but foreigners. New York is... Oh, yeah,
of course. Yeah, very much so.
New York is basically an extension of the islands at this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we know that everybody from the other places is not this fucked up cosplayer. We know that. So I just feel like we need to compartmentalize the gripe. Leave that political gripe, and that's one gripe. But as far as cultural appreciation, a lot of these other cultures appreciate our classic cultures way more than we do.
Well, look, we're on the same wavelength on this one, right? The issue is, like, I'm not comfortable with the term tether. Right. But what it is, though, it's a very specific kind of person. And this is where FBA.
But real quick, I'm gonna let you go real quick.
Sure.
I made a show years ago, right, where I said cultural disconnect, foreign and domestic, because there's domestic tethers too. There's people that we're raised with are raised in our culture, that are raised with us, and be the first ones to stab us in the back. And they still have that tether energy. So I feel like that's why I like to say cultural disconnect. I don't like to say tether. I like to say cultural disconnect, foreign and domestic, because we deal with it here as well.
Well, let's get into it this way. My point really is this. You're correct. We need each other. Ideally, it's like Voltron, using another nerd reference.
Absolutely.
We would really work better if everyone is respected for their individualism, but when it comes down to the real, we're able to link up and make things pop. That's how it should work. Because we know there's a Jewish diaspora. We know there are many different types of diasporas, and they don't all get along. But when it comes down to when it's real and important,
Union.
Exactly.
Europe went to, all they did was fight each other for eons. But when it comes to fucking with you, they gonna unify.
So my point is, I would never call Kwame Ture a tether. I would never call the Honorable Louis Farrakhan a tether. It's not even Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier. They were not tethers. They came in, locked in, and were indistinguishable from FBAs, right? There's another set that when you talk about the history of Black Americans and the culture, and that there is a culture, then they start saying, like Akai Sanat, who's from Harlem, went to Frederick Douglass Academy, and then sits there and say, oh, well, there's no Black culture. You're just Black. You're just Black. What are you talking about when you went to Frederick Douglass Academy and you're from Harlem? That means it's that Black Americanness is so embedded in American culture, they don't see it. While
But I
wearing,
think
go ahead.
we gotta be, and this is why I'm gonna put this on New York, because I'm from Jersey, and I feel like New York is the Mecca. I'm always gonna say that. And I think when New York dropped the ball, it had a reverberating effect, because when it came to hip hop, New York to me was like,
oh yeah, forget about it,
and they disregarded. So if it don't matter to you, it's not gonna matter to nobody else. And I think it stopped mattering to New York around the G-Unit Dipset era. That's when I seen hip hop not matter to New York after that.
You got
New
a
York,
point.
I love G-Unit. I was a G-Unit fan. I like Dipset more now. I can appreciate the music more now than I did back then, because I thought at the time, people forget, at the time, Dipset had love, but a lot of people didn't like them either. They felt like
I didn't care for them either.
A lot of people felt like Cam with the lyrical styles was like a joke and making it a mockery of being lyrical and all that. So I feel like New York never recovered from that era. And if you look at post that era, what has come since then? Drill and a bunch of, that it hasn't really recovered. So I feel like once hip hop stopped being important to New York, it stopped being important to the rest of the country.
I would agree with you on that. Look, there's a time I remember where New York really dictated what was nice. What was nice. Like if you and LA felt it, because the early stuff that LA came out with wasn't really lyrical, and they knew, and you'd hear it like, we got to try to impress the New York cast.
Exactly.
Right. That was that. And then at some point,
no more.
Exactly. At some point, people stopped caring. They stopped caring. When I started hearing Southern rap out of cars in New York, I knew we were done, because we don't have, it's also radio politics also, but the fact that we don't have regional sounds. DC has go-go. You can't body DC, because DC, I went to Hampton, a black college.
They'll never let nobody change them.
I went to a black college, so in the South. So all I heard was go-go music, and I respected go-go. Maybe they even have a go-go museum, but it's regional. New York hip hop is a regional thing, and it's even by boroughs. Look, Newark has it. Redman, Brick City, you got your own thing. All of us come together like Voltron, to be real. But Mount Vernon has his own thing. Staten Island has his own thing. Manhattan is different from Brooklyn versus Queens. Even in New York, you had a different style, which made it very interesting, right? That each borough, Long Island has its own thing. Like that's how deep this hip hop thing really is. But if we don't compartmentalize it, like you said, all of this is content, this is culture that no one else would just throw away.
Nobody.
This stuff there are platforms where you can invest in music. I don't think people understand that. The way you have an Acorn account or a Stash account, you can also invest in music. So if Black people are not getting really aware of the financial elements going on, this is culture too. You want to preserve your culture, but there's a financial element that we are losing in. Just by the very nature that someone from our class, this is Ice Cube, has gone on with Cube Vision and now with the Big Three, and it is the only sports league, not even the NBA, the only sports league that is publicly traded. Now it's going to be publicly traded, and he did this so that Black people can invest in something. Matter of fact, the Knicks at some point may become a publicly traded sports team. See, people need to start looking. That's what my channel's trying to do, is really trying to get in between some of these issues that Black folks need to be starting to capitalize on their culture. We're not capitalizing on our culture. The culture is the engine or the nitrous for a lot of stuff that goes on. Dolan, who owns, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but Dolan, who owns the Knicks, you must understand, the Dolan family is worth $7 or $8 billion. When you looked at how the playoffs went down, you looked at Black culture all over that. Black culture is the fuel for the Knicks. Where Spike Lee, for
sports period.
We can break that down too. But I'm even saying
soundtrack to basketball and football and baseball. Hip hop is the soundtrack to sports, especially basketball and football. It's the soundtrack to sports.
But we give our talent away for almost free. We give we give our culture away, and there's no back end for us.
I want to read this comment real quick, and I want your opinion on this as well. Shout out to the brother, I think that's a brother. I'm not sure. Said New York started following everybody else's facts. It said folks in the South said nobody likes dictionary rap. On that show, College Hill, BET kind of led the charge to eliminate intelligent thought in hip hop. I agree. And I also agree with this. And I live in the South and I got love for the South. But I think this is my theory. I think the labels looked at the West Coast and the East Coast hip hop, looked at it as the East Coast was too intelligent. Even though there was gangsterism in both coasts. So we're not saying that the East and West were just super positive. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that it was gangster, it was street. But in the midst of the gangsterism in the East Coast, there was knowledge itself and there was intelligence. In the midst of the gangsterism of the West Coast rap, there was a revolutionary militaristic spirit. Those two elements scared white America. I think when they looked at the landscape of black hip hop, they said, okay, which region is more conducive for the lackadaisical thought that we want implemented in our people? And I felt like that's when the South came into prominence. Because it wasn't just about Southern rap, because Outkast was lit in the 90s, and they were really supported by the South. They got a lot of love up north because they was lyrical. Who was on Aquemini? It wasn't too many Southern artists on Outkast albums, but Raekwon was on that shit. Raekwon was on Aquemini. That was their best album. So let's not act like the South embraced Outkast lyrically. They embraced them because they was from Atlanta, but they felt like their rapping style was too up north. When they was very country and very Southern, they just was lyrical and they had intelligence. But to me, it seemed like the South was never embracing of that. So now they try to, even now, they don't have a Southern hip hop museum. They have a trap museum.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Outkast, they make trap music. Goody Mob, they make trap music. So where do they fit into that pantheon? Do they have an exhibit in there? Because they didn't make that. So it's like they keep delineating themselves from hip hop. But then when it comes to the awards, when it comes to the recognition for hip hop contributions, they want to be at the top of that list. But y'all claim y'all don't make it. You can't have it both ways. If you want to make a difference, even Pimp C said we don't make hip hop, we make country rap tunes. Cool. And I love Pimp C. If you say you make trap or drill or country rap tunes, build a genre off of that. Stop living off of the exploits of what hip hop established. Because Tupac, Biggie, Rakim, LL, they built the house. But y'all want to come in and act like y'all want to build on top of that and act like what you built on don't exist. No, start from scratch and start a whole new genre and see if trap in 20 years can live up to the legacy of what hip hop has. Then you talk.
You know what you just did there? You kind of talked about low key tethering.
Like I said, you
kind of went there with that. That's the issue.
Build your own shit. Stop talking about hip hop. Just don't make it. Just make trap. Call it Southern trap rap tunes. Make that its own thing and see if it can compete with what we did 20, 30 years ago. Fuck what we doing now. I don't think none of this shit can compete with shit that came out in 94. So we're going to see. Build your shit. Stop talking about up north and just build your own thing.
Well, what you're getting into, man, might be a core of what the issue is with black culture, or a portion of black culture, where we feel a certain kind of way about the originators of certain things, and then all of a sudden we want to pretend like it didn't.
I'm going to respond to this real quick. Brother P, it's a difference between, because he said hip hop is the house. Those are subdivisions. I don't agree. I think the house is black music. That's the house. Not hip hop. It's black music. And Southern trap has a place in there. Hip hop is a specific sound that requires a specific skill set. And if you're not skilled, to me, you're not making hip hop. I'm sorry. It's not the same thing. The only thing it has in common is, I'll look at it like this. Hip hop, trap, drill, they all from the same hood, but they got different parents. And you got different parents, you got different rules. You might have been raised with two parents, so your mother's in them. When that light come on, you got to come in the house. Your parents don't let you do whatever. So y'all going to have different outcomes in life and different objectives you're going to have to conquer based on how you brought up. So yeah, we may be all from the same block, but we got different parents with different principles. In the hood where hip hop is from is not the same as where these other genres is from. I'm sorry. But that's my opinion. Go ahead, bro.
What you're getting into is kind of a Gen Z phenomenon where they have this whole anti-gatekeeping thing. They have a problem. Gatekeeping has its purpose. Gatekeeping allows things to remain authentic. So what we know to be hip hop has a lot to do with lyrical dexterity and lyrical cleverness. Now, when you hear Gen Z commenters, they'll say, that lyrical spherical stuff. They clown lyricism. I'm like, wait a minute, lyricism is hip hop. You can't. How do you get away with saying, that's nothing? It's a vibe. It's a vibe thing takes precedent over lyrical ability. Fact. Like when you break down Triumph alone, I've seen UK rappers. There's a rapper I respect. He's an educated cat, very pro-black. Akala. There's Akala and there's also Immortal Technique. Those are the guys. They need to have podcasts just because they're intelligent. He broke down Triumph, saying that he really wasn't impressed with Shakespeare because he knows Wu-Tang. This is a guy from London talking this way, right? Matter of fact, the Europeans, even the cat that was in that video was talking about, I think he was talking about like Palestinians rapping or some of the Middle Eastern rappers. Those European rappers are not studying little Nas, well, for a whole lot of reasons, but they're not studying these new cats. No. They study what they would qualify as the classics. So even bringing in people overseas, the Japanese people, those people are not studying low-end rap music. Our music has been elevated, whether it's Prince, Stevie Wonder, Coltrane, Louis Armstrong. They're studying those icons. They're not going to, some cat, the lower end cats that are out now. They're not doing that. I don't know, man. I just know that we need to start opening out. AI is coming. That's going to change the game radically. And black folks got to get off this kind of N-words love not to know. I'm respecting your channel. N-words love not to know.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
We need to start like investigating this stuff. And again, I'm just plugging this because I think it's necessary.
Yeah,
the black.
It's just P coming in. And no, you can. P, I don't think you understand what we're talking about. I think you think that we're saying that it's not our music. It's all black music. That's not the issue. But hip hop, you got black reggae and you got black rock. They're both black, but are they the same types of music? No. So what we're saying is it's all black music, but hip hop has a specific sound that's different than trap. It's similar. Trap is inspired by hip hop, just like baseball is inspired by cricket, but it's not cricket. Football is inspired by rugby, but it's not rugby.
Right.
It's a derivative of it. So I think trap is a derivative of what hip hop is, but it's not the same thing.
But Illa, I understand exactly what you're saying. What I'm saying is, bro, all of that is from the basis of hip hop music, bro. Trap is based from hip hop, regular boom bap.
You just repeated what I said, but it's not the same.
Listen to what I'm saying to you, though, bro. It falls under hip hop. All of that is our music,
not
bro.
To me.
What you trying to do is
listen.
Can I let me just get it off, bro. I ain't trying to stop your flow of the show. What I'm saying is it's all our music, but what you doing is separating all the other music from our music, and
it's all black music.
It's limiting us.
But I just said it's all black music, so that's one house,
right?
But it's not the same. It's just similar.
It's a different genre. Obviously,
no. When you got people that make trap, right?
Yeah.
Listen, bro. If I make this, if I'm your brother, we all from the same house. I'm not gonna say fuck you. What you did was corny. I'm gonna say, yo, I do it a little different than you, but I fuck with what you do. That's not what trap enthusiasts say. They say fuck that hip hop shit, fuck that rap shit. I done seen rappers. That's what they say. I done seen artists go on the radio and say, don't put on no hip hop beats. I'm not rapping on that shit. That's somebody that's drawing a line between what they do and what hip hop is. And that's fine. That doesn't mean it's not black music. Hold on. That doesn't mean it's not black music. It's all black music. So I'm not separating that, but it's different.
I agree.
It is different. Music. Trap is not the same as
it's not. It's different aesthetics to make that music. My G, of course it's different.
So what are we arguing about?
It's a different sound, but it's still under the music of
black
hip-hop.
Music. It's just street. Just because it's street don't mean it's the same.
So my question is, what y'all?
So let me ask you this. If that's what you're saying is true, right? I'm gonna say a song from a different era, and I want you to give me a equivalent.
in the genres you talk about. Give me the equivalent of Dear Mama in trap and drill.
Dear Mama?
Yeah.
I don't know. You asking the wrong person, bro. I don't listen. I don't.
So
I'm not a person that know artists and names and.
That's a Tupac song,
I just
man.
listen to the music. You feel me? I make my own music, Illa. You know that.
Oh,
so what
me
I'm,
too,
Illa, what I was trying to say is, y'all make it seem like on trap music they don't got no lyrics. On drill music there's no lyrics. On Afro beats there's no lyrics. On boom bap, there's lyrics on all of that.
I never brought up Afro beats.
But that's what we were talking about originally. I was saying there's no lyrics. Right. It's lyrics on all of that type of music. It's
how you didn't know Dear Mama though? How you didn't know Dear Mama fan by Tupac? How you didn't know Dear Mama by Tupac though?
I didn't say that. What he asked was what song is equivalent in trap to that. That's what he asked, bro.
Yeah, yo, to Dear Mama. Like, so I didn't any song in history though. Can you go to any?
I got a question. Is grime a part? See, I'm leaning towards Illa's point of view because the question would be, well, is grime a part of hip hop then? Let's go there. It's grime. So you'll be more clear if I say it's grime, which is very popular in the UK.
Yeah,
is grime a part? Yeah, is grime a part of hip hop?
I'm not too familiar with grime like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not familiar with grime like that.
Well, look, the issue is maybe the corporate structure makes the determination of what is what.
That's the key, though. The execs
right?
pick the
But purists,
stars.
because this is in jazz too.
We love lyrics.
You're not certain types of jazz is not going to fly.
Right.
For jazz purists.
Right.
So so if you're going to elevate hip hop has to have a purity test like everybody else. Let's be fair.
What you're saying is the standard, right? Like the classic old
everybody
shit is the standard, right?
If I'm playing, you like basketball, White P. If I come on the court dribbling like this,
I don't disagree with you though with that statement, none at all.
Hey yo, Major, the standard right now, and Illa, you know, I may have to step on your toes a little bit, but right now the standard in hip hop, who kept hip hop original to backpack rap, is where I'm from. I'm from Rochester, New York. That's the standard right now. The standard is 38 special. That's the standard right now. Right now, we got the crown.
I think we got the crown. We had this conversation. Niggas want to act like what area is the most impactful, my God.
I wouldn't say it's the crown. I would just say y'all don't. I would just say that they're keeping the tradition of lyricism alive.
Facts. And that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be, though, Illa. That's what it's supposed to be. Because rapping, but Major, doing that drill thing, that's genocide, brother. That's genocide to me.
Why is that?
Because all of y'all doing is promoting black on black violence, bro. It's black on black violence.
My boy. Listen, drill is
name 5 rappers.
Listen to me, my God.
Hold on. We only gonna talk one at a time. Kills got the floor, and then you can respond. Pete, go ahead, Kills.
Name 5 rappers in the drill culture who's promoting something positive, like a Q-Tip.
Millions.
Still doing drill rap, but still promoting something like Q-Tip. Who?
Millions.
I don't. Okay, name 5. Name 5.
Y'all might hear one drill song and think that's what all drill music is about.
I don't think it's terrible, but listen, I know people from Chicago. First of all, drill music has drill music. We just watched Lord
Y'all
Jamal,
put
right?
drill in a box.
Listen.
Drill is not specific to one specific, like
drill put itself in a box based on just what it's called. Let's just deal with words now, okay? When the white boy was talking to Lord Jamar, he said hip hop, the essence of it comes from speaking. He said it's speaking for people that are oppressed. I'm not putting nothing in the box. I can't put something in the box that's already in there. I didn't put drill in the box to put itself in the box.
That's what y'all doing, bro. I make music, so I can tell you.
That's cool. Me too. The essence of drill music comes from a Chicago.
That's cool. It could also evolve to something else.
After I'm finished, you could got it.
Come on, bro.
Drill comes from a street culture in Chicago where drilling is slang in Chicago for what? Killing.
So everybody that's raps on a trap beat be trapping?
That's what it means.
But everybody on a trap beat be trapping?
Oh, listen, bro.
No.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
That is the point. That is the point.
That's your point. My point is this.
Comprehension, bro.
Hip hop don't mean killing nothing. Hip means to know. Hop means to act on a note. So even in
never said that.
Let me finish, bro. Even in the title of the genre, the definition is there. The title of trap trapping means to sell drugs.
Yeah, but everybody on the trap
talk
song
about selling drugs. Absolutely. We're not gonna get nowhere. You talking over. When I finish, you can talk.
My fault. Look at
Thank you. So trapping is a part of the streets. So you're gonna hear people talk about trapping in the hood.
This is limited.
Violence is a part of the streets. You're gonna hear violence in hip hop. But hip hop doesn't name itself after the low vibrational act. Drill is named after drilling. Drilling means kill. When I talk, listen, you're from New York, I'm from Jersey. When I talk to people, when I hear interviews from Chicagoans, they said, not me, I'm talking about the curators of the culture. They said this music is about sliding and killing. Drill music is not about rap. It's about reporting what you're going to physically do. So I'm not saying that in that genre, you're not going to find a good song. That's ignorant. Of course, you can find good music everywhere. But the title alone lets you know that the foundation of this sound is talking about actual sliding.
So is the title what bothers you?
No, it's not about what bothers me. That's what they call. I didn't call it that, bro.
No, but I'm asking a real question.
I'm just saying it's not hip hop. I'm saying it's not hip hop all the way. That's what I'm saying. I think it's hip hop.
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong, bro.
Hip hop-ish. It's not hip hop. No, I'm not wrong. That's just I don't agree with you.
Well, I think. Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question now?
Go ahead.
So on R&B beats, do they always sing ballads on fucking R&B, or do you hear a nigga like Tory rapping on R&B?
That has nothing to do with my point.
It does have everything to do with it, Illa.
No, it don't. No, it don't.
Illa, my point is, just because I'm on a drill beat don't mean I gotta be talking about.
You're talking about a beat. I'm talking about a genre. I'm not talking about a drill beat.
My nigga,
listen. You're talking about two different things.
Right, I'm gonna just fall back to
any beat. You're talking about a beat.
Nigga, I'm talking about the genre, bro. Within the genre, the beat gotta sound away, right?
Bro, no, it does not.
This nigga.
I heard you talk. I'm gonna talk now.
All right.
A beat selection is one thing. You can rap on any kind of instrumentation.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that,
bro. We ain't gonna get nowhere. You talking over me. We gotta have a dialogue. A sound and a beat. That's not. We're talking about lyrical content. A drill song is not a drill song just because of a beat.
All right. So on drill beats, they not lyrical. That's what you're saying.
A drill song, in the essence of a drill song, is based on what they're talking about.
So they're not lyrical. Drilling. They not lyrical. That's what you're saying.
No, you're jumping around, bro. Please,
nigga, you just said that.
Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Major, I can explain. I can explain.
I ain't come here to argue. I came to ask a real fucking question.
We answered it. You just don't understand the answer.
Major, I can make it more simple.
I can make it sound. I'm talking about content.
I can make it simple for you, Major.
There ain't no bad, bro.
Okay, listen very closely to me, right? What Illa is talking about. Come on, bro. We gotta get to the point.
We're having a conversation. If you can't keep talking, you can't keep up.
Okay.
What's wrong with these emotional niggas right now?
You're the one that's emotional, bro.
Y'all niggas is getting mad because I'm looking over at my girl.
Mad. You just don't know the fuck you're talking about.
All right,
I'm not getting mad.
Bro, okay, so let's be men. Let's be men. We can handle it. Right? We can handle it. All right, so this is the point. Miley Cyrus took beats that were rapped. Did that make her a rap artist?
No,
right?
It didn't.
Country musicians. If you listen to modern country kind of sort of sounds like rap music, believe it or not. They're taking rap influences, right? But they still maintain the country genre. So just because you mess around with a certain beat, because it does it all the time, they will riff. That's it. Look, it's called sampling on some level. It's like low-key sampling. Like if when a rap song samples a jazz song, is it now a jazz song?
He asked you a question. Is it a jazz song now?
They fuse genres together.
Is it a jazz song now?
They fuse genres together all the time. I don't know why niggas are getting retarded.
So was not so Illmatic was the jazz album? Hold on, no, answer the question. Was Illmatic a jazz album? Was Illmatic a jazz album?
He's a rapper now. Like
no, he asked you a question based on your logic, because this is what you said. That's why
something about Miley Cyrus, my nigga.
Just listen, because y'all be talking so much, but you don't listen.
I know what I'm saying, my nigga.
We know what you're saying, and we hear it too. You don't make no fucking sense, respectfully, bro. You don't know.
I'm making plenty of sense.
No,
you not making sense.
No, you don't. I make sense. That's why you watching my show. I'm not watching you.
I'm a supporter. What that mean?
That mean I make sense. That mean I make sense.
Yo,
let me go a little deeper. Let me go a little deeper.
No, hold on. We're gonna deal with this because he gotta deal with his own argument. You made the argument.
I'll go back to the chat and just listen.
Go back to that then. So you brought up production. You said a trap beat. Just because you rap over a trap beat don't mean you can't be lyrical. We didn't argue that. A trap beat, you can rap over a trap beat. You can rap over a trap beat. You can rap over a drill beat. Any skilled rapper could rap over any type of instrumentation. Is that correct, fellas? Am I making sense so far?
Oh, definitely. They do it on Instagram all day
long.
What
makes the song a specific genre is the content of the song. Does that make sense, fellas?
You got gospel rappers rapping over trap beats.
Yes.
That doesn't mean they're rapping about
that's what I was saying from the rip. Just because you want a drill beat don't mean you gotta be talking about drilling shit. I said that.
But I'm not talking about drill beats. I'm talking about drill lyrics. You're talking about drill beats. So join the conversation. You're having one with yourself. Have one with us.
You're not making no sense. You got it.
I'm making mad sense.
You got it.
No, I got it. I know. I make mad sense. You're talking about beats. Bye. See, that's what I'm talking about. It be emotion.
Not that hard, man. It's not that hard.
They don't be listening. It's like people this generation think you disagree with niggas that you're against them. He brought up talking about just because you rap over a drill beat don't mean you talking about drill lyrics. Absolutely. We're talking about drill lyrics though. So what are you talking about? Like anyway, go ahead.
We're talking about actual like when I first got into the drill culture, whatever, and that's my fault, right? Because I left the hip hop thing and I gravitated to drill music, right? And these are dudes, as I got older, I was like, yo, these are dudes that actually committing the crime and actually going back and talking about what they actually did. Rapping about it, bro. We talking about deletions. And then they making music about their opposition and talking about it on the record. That's why GS and I got caught up in a RICO. GS and I got caught up in a RICO case, bro. There's so many people getting caught up in RICO cases. So I'm gonna do it surface level. We talking about the content, like Ella was talking about,
not
the actual
the sound
content
of the beat,
not the sound.
So let me make this clear, P. Just because you rap over a drill beat, don't mean it's a negative song. That's not what I'm saying.
That's all.
But we got that. Do you get what we're saying? We get your point. So stop arguing it, brother. We got it. What we're saying is we're not talking about the sound. I suggest a rapper rap on every type of beat.
Right. Right.
We're not talking about the sound of the production.
I'm not either.
What makes a drill song is not the beat, brother. What makes a drill song is talking about drilling.
All right, so that was my point, Illa.
Songs about drilling is what I'm talking about.
What I was asking you, have you heard a song on drill production where they not talking about drilling shit?
But that's not drill music. It's just a drill beat.
But it's in the genre of drill.
It's just a drill beat.
Because you say so? Nigga, it's in the genre of drill.
They got sexy
drill.
When Jay-Z makes a song over a rock beat like 99 Problems for rock, bro. Listen, bro. Jay-Z did a song called 99 Problems produced by a rock hybrid producer, Rick Rubin. Is that considered a rock song now?
It's a cross of both. It's not? It's a fucking rock producer with hip hop on it.
Look up 99 Problems.
It's not a cross with hip hop. I mean, if y'all, I don't know how y'all.
So you're saying that so it's a hybrid. It's lyrically hip hop, but sound wise, it's drill. I'm talking about a drill song that got drill lyrics and drill beats. I don't consider that hip hop. Now a rapper, an actual lyrical rapper rapping over a drill beat, I'm not going to consider that a drill song either. It might have a drill beat, but the content makes it a drill song.
So on a trap beat. A nigga ain't talking about trapping, but he on a trap beat. He rapping.
Bro, you repeating yourself. We already established this, bro.
The cadence is in the trap field. That ain't trap music.
All right, no. Just because you rap over a trap beat don't mean it's a trap song.
Okay,
Trapping is an activity.
Go look at Drake's new album. A lot of them shits he talking about females. That's considered trap music.
But sound wise, but it's
Nigga,
not.
I didn't say that. That's
trap
what
music
they
is
say.
talking about trapping. Who coined the phrase? Hold on. Who coined the phrase trap music? Who coined that?
You just said drill music mean niggas is
T.I.
moving on the
T.I.
I'm confused right now.
Why did he coin that phrase? Why?
Confused.
Why? Because he was actually in the spot doing what he was doing, the activity. He was doing the activity.
So you mad at
me because you doing the activity? This is going to be a circular argument.
Salute to DJ Witch Doctor, man.
This is gonna be a circular argument. Genre, wait a minute, Major. Wait a minute, Major P.
You just don't understand what we're talking about.
Look at this. Both of y'all got a point in what you're saying. How genres start off is by the content with the people talking about, right? So after the people who was trapping, they didn't even had trap beats then. They was just rapping on whatever. And after a song develop around they shit, now it become a genre to where anybody that sung like it, even if they ain't talking about trapping, now it's considered trap music. So both of y'all is right. The Drake songs, it is trap music, the genre. Wait a minute, bro. That's why y'all keep going in circles. Because y'all not hearing each other out.
I ain't going in circles.
Y'all not hearing each other out. The genres them start right by what the people talking about, and then they develop a song around that shit, and now that song become the genre. So now Drake could be talking about women, but it's still trap music. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how it starts off. It starts off from the trap.
Can I add something on that? Can I add something on that?
Is the genre? Is the genre? The reason why I'm saying that because
who put Drake in the trap genre.
But this is why I'm saying that.
But you use all genres of music.
The only reason I'm saying this is because
I got something that will clean this up. I think something that will clean this up. Reality. The reality. Listen. No, hold on, bro. Listen very closely because I study this stuff. Music, black music specifically, is a very controlled thing, right? So to prove Major's point, because Major might have a little bit of a point somewhere there, Illa, believe it or not. This is the problem. The problem is black music is a controlled music. There are a lot of genres that probably would fit in other genres, but they prevent that. When you think of let's say Run DMC, right, where they work with Aerosmith, did that song all of a sudden become a rock song? No.
Some
right?
songs
We
can't talk over each other. Come on now.
I just want to throw that in my fault.
No, so what I'm saying is that with black people and black culture specifically, it is so controlled. As much of the music we do could probably fit in certain categories, but they will not allow it. Right? I'm a big Prince fan. Prince did a lot of what you would classify as rock music, but they had a hard time really giving him that category. And it was based on color and culture. They don't want a black person doing certain kind of things. You have to stay in certain lanes. So even if you make the argument that something really belongs in a certain lane, they won't allow it. When Miley Cyrus was critiqued by black people because if you remember, about 10 years ago, she did a song with Robin Thicke. They were grinding on each other. She was twerking, all that stuff. They had her toying with kind of like hip hop trap sounds.
Culture vultures.
Right. But she didn't go into it. She didn't go fully into that. Right. They were not going to allow it.
What was she twerking? She wasn't twerking nothing. She couldn't do shit.
Well, we know that, but I'm talking about as a technical matter. They're going to keep certain categories very tight. So a lot of things, I thought Run DMC, really a lot of what early Run DMC was doing was really rock music. Because you said Rick Rubin produced Johnny Cash.
Producer.
Yeah, you got to remember songs is going to be crossover depending on the collaboration.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. So follow me, all right? I hear what you're saying, and I agree to an extent. But what I'm talking about is, like what Witch Doctor said, the original inception. Like when the white boy got on the panel with Lord Jamar, he said the original reason for hip hop was to speak to those who can't speak for themselves. Now, can there be people that just have a hip hop sounding song that's influenced? Absolutely, but it still won't be considered the essence of the genre. But listen. But it'll have a hip hop feel. So you have the trap genre, and then you have
Trap
the
feel.
trap sound.
I agree with
They're
you.
not. I'm not. But you're talking about the sound. I'm talking about the genre. I can have a reggae sounding song, but I'm a rapper, so I might have a it's a difference.
But Illa, if you rap on it,
Hold on, which doctor?
Go ahead, yeah.
My fault, Illa. I ain't trying to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I got you, which doctor. I'm gonna pass it right to you after this. Illa, that's what makes the music though. The lyrics that you
We're not
portray
arguing that. We're just saying
no,
it's not defined by the same rules.
Hear me out, bro.
All right, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You
Go
stuck
ahead,
in your
go
ways
ahead,
like
go
a
ahead,
lot
go
of us. I ain't mad at you because we just how it is. You feel me? But listen to what I'm trying to say to you, bro. I do a lot of music myself. I have Jamaican background, but I'm here, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't think I'm gonna mix the patois with the fucking trap, with the drill, with the I could do all of that because I'm nice. So you gonna tell me that ain't that? You gonna try to put me in a box when I'm trying to tell you I could do all of that? You see what I'm trying to say?
Like I said, bro, you're talking about sounds. I'm
but
talking
the
about
sound is what
bro.
makes the genre,
Let me add
bro.
Illa, respect.
The sound is what makes the genre.
Let me say this, Major.
Okay.
Illa, between the lyrics or the beat, which one makes the genre?
You asking me?
To me, when it comes to hip hop, to me it's
Both
the
of y'all.
lyrics.
You
It's
see,
both.
that's what I'm saying, Illa. The
Illa.
beat.
It's
Wait a
both.
no, but the beat makes the genre.
Yes.
But Illa, the beat makes the genre
Listen
more
to
than
which
the
I DJ
lyrics.
that. Nah,
If
nah,
you
nah.
go
I
on a
DJ that.
dancehall beat rapping like
Yes,
Illa
bro.
right now, it's gonna be dancehall.
Yes,
It's be a
bro.
crossover, but it'll
And
be
then and
dancehall
niggas in Jamaica
music.
do the
I'm
same
just
thing. They
telling
run
you.
That's
American
fine.
beats like
All
dancehall
I'm
rhythm
saying,
and
that's
rap on
fine,
it the
but
same
all
way.
I'm saying is there's a difference between drill music
We know this.
and hip hop music.
We know
That's
this.
all I'm saying.
I
Are
just
they
told
still
you
from
there's
the
a
same
different
area?
sound.
Are they made by similar mindsets? Yes. But the end result is the same. The essence of a drill song is to break down experiences drilling. The essence of
Depends.
it,
That
listen,
varies to me.
the essence of it. No, I'm not talking.
Go ahead.
No, Illa, I'm listening. I ain't arguing with you, but I just said it varies to me,
So
bro.
who's the all right? So we can think who's the number one drill artist of all time?
I don't know. What you gonna say,
Who
Chief Keef?
most people
Probably
think?
like
Chief Keef.
Dirk or Von.
Oh, Von,
Chief
Keef.
Dirk Von or Chief Keef.
Yes, I
Dirk Von or Chief
rock
Keef,
with Chief
right?
Keef because he's the originator of
But
the sound.
but
All right,
Illa,
let's say Von.
Drill
So who's probably the most
lyricist.
popular drill artist of all
He ain't
time
the
in
best
America?
lyricist though.
Who's the best drill artist of all time? Probably.
Me? You asking
I'm
me?
saying, like, who's the most popular drill artist in
I don't
America
know.
of all
the
I
time?
most
couldn't give you that
popular one is
answer. I'm
Chief
gonna
Keef
give
or
my
Dirk.
opinion.
Or Pop Smoke?
I mean, you can say Pop if you want to. You can say that.
You
I
can say,
rock with
but
that.
most people would say Von. Can we say that most people say King Von?
I don't know Von music, so I wouldn't know.
Well, how you don't know? So you
I
argue?
don't
People
know
say
Von
Dirk
music, nigga.
Dirk is the most Dirk is the most recent
Illa,
relevant.
you
With
laughing,
Dirk,
but do you know about UK
Dirk is the
still,
one.
or do
Wait a
you
minute,
only know
Dirk is the
about
recent
Chicago?
one.
See Dirk King Von.
Exactly.
Let me just say this here, because y'all two strangling each other. Wait a minute, y'all two strangling each other with the same
I'm not doing the
freaking
same
hand. Look
thing.
at this, right, bro? Illa, there's drill music, right? The genre, but they talking about women
I'm
and
glad I
no
got you today,
deletion.
nigga. Fuck
I'm
that,
just
bro.
telling you, bro.
I'm trying to open up your
Because
ears,
it's the
Illa.
beat.
That's what
I'm
I'm
not
trying to do.
That's how
disagreeing
they
with that.
judging it now, Illa.
I'm
They
not
judging it by the
disagreeing
beat.
with. I don't think that a drill artist don't deviate and talk about other shit. That's not what I'm saying.
They don't only do drill
But
either.
I'm
mind
not
you.
saying they don't. Just
No,
like
I know.
rappers
I'm
don't
just
talk about
letting you
positive
know.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's called drill music, and it came from literal drilling.
Yes.
That's what it
I
came
agree.
from.
Yes, but
So
music
what I'm saying is,
evolved.
so the biggest artists in the genre were actual drillers too.
Could be right, maybe so.
No,
I
I ain't
don't
no
fucking
could
know.
be. It's the truth.
I don't know. I don't be knowing these niggas
King
outside.
Von was really doing that shit.
I just like lyrics. I like lyrics.
That's
and music.
fine, but what I'm saying
Where
is,
the fuck
what
you up?
make the drill artists,
Yeah, now I hear you, bro.
in the drill community, based on my studies from watching their documentaries, watching them speak. I'm talking about listen to the drillers talk. Who they respect in the drill genre is not the same criteria.
Can I say something?
But let me say one thing before
you can talk, bro. In the hip hop community, the criteria for what makes you the best is not the same criteria.
Real drillers ain't telling you they drilling.
Talking,
Real
my brother.
drillers ain't telling you they
Oh my
drilling.
God,
So
bro,
this
this
is
is not. We're not gonna get
push.
nowhere. We can.
No, Illa,
I can't
I'm not
finish my
trying to
statement.
cut you off. I ain't trying to
No,
be
but
rude.
you
This is
are
the
cutting me off.
executive.
You gotta let me finish my point before you can respond.
My bad.
In the drill community, the criteria is different than what makes you a credible artist than the criteria in hip hop. In hip hop, you have to, of course, have some street credit, but can't be no sucker. But you have to be actually lyrically gifted and have variety. The baseline for drill artists, based on their own words, based on the fans and the supporters of the genre, is you got to really be about that for us to even listen to you. That difference to me separates the genres. You don't have
there's Christian drill. Wait a minute. Do you believe there's Christian drill music now?
Yes.
They probably have Christian lyrics over drill beats, but there's no such thing as Christian drill music. It's just Christian niggas rapping over drill beats. It's not the same thing as drill music.
But look, the beat is what. Wait a minute, the beat is what make up the genre majority.
Okay, like sound sonically, yes,
like
right.
But that sonically is half of a song.
The only reason I'm saying this, Illa, is because when I'm uploading shit to Spotify and shit like that, bro, you put them in genres based on the song. They don't put it based on what you're talking about. That's all I'm saying.
About what the corporate America did.
But that's what you're talking about overall. That's exactly the point I was gonna make.
What Illa talking about is, but Major, check this out. What he's talking about is how the genre starts. Let's say Illa start rapping about panels. No, he's like he got a genre beat named Panel Note. If we take his song and start rapping about the chat, it's still gonna be panel music because he started out. It's just that we diversifying it and talking about other shit, but we still taking his same StreamYard song. You know what I mean?
From that music art sound to put it into.
We agree to disagree. I'm not wavering on my point. Which is cool. I stand on what I stand on. We ain't gonna stay too much longer. We agree to disagree. Kills, Afro Nerd. Y'all want to throw anything in there? Pause.
Yeah, let me say this quickly because I'm going to step as well. Illa, I appreciate you even doing this, man. It's important that you. I glanced at that Lord Jamar thing. I even interviewed Jamar when I did my podcast a few years ago. So yeah, he's on it. He's on it. The larger discussion is how do we preserve the culture where we can eat off of it like other ethnicities. No one else is going to throw away their culture. They're not going to call it old school. They're going to call it like this classic rock. No one's calling it old school rock. So that we do things that make us obsolete, and we need to be very clear about this, right? So, like you see a baby wearing a Nirvana shirt, right? We should be seeing our black babies wearing James Brown shirts, wearing Wu-Tang shirts, wearing Prince shirts, doing everything else because that's your legacy. You don't throw away your legacy where everybody else is eating for another 100 years, right? Prince has a vault. He might be the only one. Michael Jackson just crossed $1 billion in his movie. Right, so we have to be mindful. This is ADOS, direct, but black culture at large. I'll leave you at this. I want people that are listening to check out Black Wall Street Odds. Black Wall Street Odds at YouTube. It's a new channel. It's all about looking at in between stories about things that we're missing. I'll leave you on one thing and be very clear about this. You can go to Elvis's house. Right, Graceland is the second most visited house in the country after the White House. There's a reason why you can't see Michael's house. Right, Neverland Ranch, you can't see Neverland Ranch. That's the most abusive thing to black people. The largest star in the world who eclipsed Elvis. It wasn't by accident. You can't go to Neverland Ranch. These are the little things that I'll be talking about. Access. We got to stop this old school and being cute about that's played out. We don't do that anymore because the white man's going to pick it up and make guap off of it. You're out of it all of a sudden.
And it's just killing the hip hop life. It's just killing the hip hop life. This music is ours, bro. Why are we saying, if a nigga 50 years old, he shouldn't rap? If the nigga's spitting lyrics, you should listen. Like
I put a video up on Wu-Tang's business. Not about just Wu-Tang and their lyrics. Wu-Tang has been around for 30 years. And when they did the halftime show, I looked at very closely because I'm gonna cop one of those shirts. Woo York Knicks. Those guys are geniuses. Woo York Knicks. They even got Woo athletic wear. Let's pay attention to the money.
Yeah, they had a whole conglomerate. You know what I'm saying?
we should even be bringing back some of those old school black fashion houses.
Pay homage, yes.
Yeah.
Carl Kanai. Imagine bringing that back right now.
It is back. It is back.
Well, cross colors and all that kind of stuff. Right? FUBU. I don't know about Sean John.
But a lot of us, but a lot of black people knocked FUBU. Like I heard a lot of, even when it was hot, like I growing up, people used to shit on it. It's like we got an internal problem. Well, we shit on our own shit. Like even Pharrell, like I like Pharrell clothes. Like I wear a lot of Ice Cream, a lot of Billionaire Boys Club. That's Pharrell clothes, but he worked for Louis though. Right. So it's like if our legends are working for them, then it dilutes their own price. It's like how you got a dope ass clothes. Why don't you do a collab? I would love to see an Ice Cream Louis collab.
Do you understand?
Are you working for Louis when you got your own brand? So now you're making your brand seem obsolete. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan was Dapper Dan was he also has a hip hop story, right? Early hip hop, you could not rock certain clothes without Dapper Dan.
Yeah, without that
all of a sudden,
tailored by Dapper.
And all of a sudden, he remixed, because we invented the remix on a lot of levels. The black man invented the remix. He remixed Gucci and Fendi, right? Then those companies came after him.
Like, damn, shit.
Right? Get this. Then they got him out of the business. Then they had to bring him back. Now he has his own fashion house in Harlem, but now he's always been a class act. But look at that. They pilfered off of his genius, and they ended up having to come back to him for the grease and the greens. This is what we got to start looking at this stuff closely. Dapper Dan now has come back. Is a different kind of guy now. Now he's an auteur.
And he working with them. But you see this kind of comment? So y'all want to wear clothes with Fat Albert, I'm good.
Nigga, we used to wear shirts with Bart Simpson on it, nigga.
But they'll wear a shirt with Naruto on it, with fucking Goku. You don't even understand. It's not about wearing Fat Albert. It's about the cultural hat tilting to black art. Fat Albert is a black cartoon. So it's not about it's cultural, bro. But y'all will wear Goku and all that shit. Pikachu or some dumb shit.
Can I mention one more thing? I know I keep on going on because I keep on flipping into things. When he talks about Fat Albert, right? Fat Albert is like a 50-year-old cartoon, right? There's only so many black-centered cartoons, right? And now Bill Cosby, regrettably, he's a pariah. We can't use Bill Cosby, right? But when you think of, I forgot the name of it. There's a fashion house that's very well known. I can't think of her name. But the fashion house did not go away. The founder was a Nazi, believe it or not. The founder was a Nazi sympathizer, but they still use this fashion house. So if they can still make money off of a Nazi sympathizer, we should still be able to see the Cosby Show and Fat Albert. I can't think of the name of it's a woman, very well known. Oh, everybody wears this women's stuff. I'm looking it up right now.
Fenty?
I appreciate you all for pulling up. Any last words? Kills, Wish Dr. P, any last words before we get up out of here?
Yo, I just want to go ahead.
Oh, Coco Chanel. I'm sorry. Coco Chanel. Chanel. The Chanel brand. Everybody knows Chanel. The founder of Chanel, Coco Chanel, was a Nazi sympathizer. They took her away from it, but they still kept the money. You still wear Chanel to this day. So we can still wear Bill Cosby. So stop fronting on letting them white folks get you out of Fat Albert. Same difference. That's it, brothers. Black Wall Street odds.
Peace.
Just want to say, dope show, Illa. I was watching on the move and not too. I'm glad I got to the crib to catch you before you ended and shit. This was a dope show.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, so
last words, P.
Yeah, I can't hear, but I'm gonna just say salute, bro. We gonna disagree sometimes. You're still my brother, bro. No disrespect, you heard? And I'm gonna keep supporting your funky ass channel, nigga. You heard? You my brother, nigga. Ain't nothing to me.
Shout out to Pistol P. He gonna bring.
I can't hear you though. I can't hear you. I'm gonna go back to the chat.
We can hear you though. I appreciate you. Yep. No doubt. Yeah, appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I know your boy been out the loop a little bit, but I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to do about 3 shows a week on my day off. You know what I'm saying? So look out for something soon. I'll probably work on something for Friday and Sunday. You know what I mean? My lady's supposed to be coming through, but I think she'll understand. Shout out to the baby. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for the super chat. I think I missed the last two. Vegetarian to terrarium. Shout out to you. Shout out people on the lower the bar as opposed to meeting and rising above expectations. Absolutely. Shout out to my boy Ham. My man, I think I remember who you is, man. Come on back. He said hip hop, higher, infinite power, healing our people. Exactly. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, and with that being said, I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Been a dope stream. Thanks for the support. Look out for more content coming soon. Trending topics. If you want to find Illa, this is the only place you're going to find me. I am done with the panels unless it's my own. And I would rather deal with organic people like I just did, you know, so don't expect to see me too many places. You know what I mean? Out of probably a handful of people. They know who they are. I do not want to be associated with any of these people. You know what I mean? They've shown me these last few weeks with the accusations I was dealing with, where they really stand and what these dudes about. I'm not red pill. I'm not manosphere. Even though I have my own definition for red pill, that's not what these dudes is on. I'm not manosphere. I'm not black manosphere. I'm just Illasophical Radio. And we're going to talk about a lot of different topics from different perspectives. It might feel like this channel, may sound like, it may seem like, but it ain't none of that. It's my thoughts, my perspective, my mind. We're going to be pushing more hip-hop conversations, more cultural conversations, some tech conversations, just some conversation in a whole different direction. So please keep that shit over there. I don't care what other people talking about. I don't care what they're saying about me. We're going a whole different direction. So shout out to everybody that pulled up, donated, supported the channel. Yeah, man, it's a dope show. Appreciate the love. And we are out of here. Peace and love. Y'all have a great day. I'm
10 toes. Hey, yo, the game got me mortified. So I focus on being fortified. Twisted shit encrypted and codified. Products of a simulation. First generation sufferers of overstimulation. My stipulation got me looking for some ventilation. I changed the station, ignoring Satan's invitation. No visitation for my brothers off solicitations. Incarcerations, it's called the Matrix. If life's a bitch, then she's a dominatrix. So death got to be your masculine presence. Opening his arms while you bask in his essence. Sometimes when I talk to God, I call more passive aggressive. Will I open heaven's doors or just burn from my lessons? Blessings. You know the game been told. If I was you, then my soul would have been sold. Watch what you do, cause it's coming back tenfold. Either way it goes, man, I'm 10 toes, 10 toes, 10.